There's no edging, there's no gooning on this podcast.
What's gooning? I don't know this
You don't
either.
know what gooning is.
I know. What is it? Is it a straight
Justin,
thing?
ladies and gentlemen, Trisha Paytas does not know what gooning is.
Welcome back to Just Trish. We have a very special guest and probably our most sought after for months and months and months. Wow. And we finally made it happen. The one and only Ted Nivison.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Did we say it right?
You did.
That's
actually. You did. It's over the years I've been surprised that I used to think it was like easy to pronounce, and I've learned as I've grown as a content creator that apparently a lot of people have trouble with it or just don't know where to go with it. So.
It sounds fake.
Yeah, no, I've gotten that too. People think that it's like a play on the word television.
Yes.
So,
which you hate. I saw that on a podcast. Someone said that, and you're like, absolutely not. It's not that at all.
Yeah, no, I was like, it's my name. It's my God-given name.
I love it. I looked it up, and I'm like, but you could have gone by like Ted Kennedy, which would have been cool because you sound like a Kennedy.
So that's crazy because
that's your name, right?
Well, my middle name is Kennedy.
Right. So Theodore.
Oh, okay.
No, that's how I knew. I was like, you could have done that.
I thought you were saying that, and you were like, it's like the guy.
No, because I looked up your name for the gate, and I was like, wait, his last name is Nivison, but then I saw Kennedy in there, and I was like, oh, you could have sounded like a Kennedy, like Theodore Kennedy.
Yeah, it's a real presidential full name going on there, except for the Nivison part. That's the one that confuses.
Throws it off.
Yeah, throws the whole thing.
What is it?
What is it? Like the last name?
Yeah.
It's Scottish, I think.
Okay, you don't know. No 23andMe.
Well, it's Scottish. It means saintly bone.
Saintly bone.
Saintly bone. Which is... these days now could be perceived in a different way, but I don't know. You could be like,
like what? Big bone?
I'm about to have a saintly bone.
Wait, what? Is that a thing? Like bony?
To get
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
getting
cool.
the bone zone.
Oh my God.
The saintly bone zone.
We have such straight man energy right now. It's crazy. We've never really had like a straight man here. It's so weird.
Yeah, no.
It's bizarre.
No, it's one of those things where, there have been moments where I've been like, could I? And I'm like, nah.
Have you tried?
Have I tried? No, I haven't.
No. Well, you never know until you try.
I've been flirted with before, but no, it's just,
I feel like straight guys like you, but girlies also like you. Gays obviously like you. Mm-hmm. You really just appeal to the masses, which is
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm for the gays and the girlies.
And theys, yeah.
And theys. Well, I think it's your height. I think when you're so humongous, like we were just like taking pictures with you, we're just like laughing because we're like, oh my God, this is so crazy.
Yeah, no, it's weird too because it's like, you go through your whole life just being like, I'm my size, this is normal, and then like I'll see a photo of me next to someone and I'm like, I'm a fucking humongous person.
Huge. You might be our tallest. How tall are you? I'm
6'4".
Do you hate the question when people ask you that?
No.
Because people always are like, I hate being like, how tall are you? And stuff like that.
Oh, no. I mean, it's like, it's one of those things where, I've gotten used to it over the years. I've been 6'4" for a while, so.
Yeah. Really, what age did you tap out at?
I don't know. Honestly, sometime in high school. So I was like walking around in high school being straight up 6'4", which is weird, but yeah.
Were you like gangly? Were you like filled?
Oh, I was so lanky. Yeah, no, I was a lanky motherfucker. That like the only thing that's changed since I reached my full height as like I've grown like wider. Like my neck is like maybe twice as no seriously, like if I could show you like photos of me when I was like younger, and it's just I've just got a really skinny neck.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that just feels. I feel with age. I mean, you're not like old, but I feel like with age you just fill out more in general.
Oh yeah, and then
jaw.
I all the weight evened out when I got so tall so fast. So I was
so
just
lucky.
like,
you can eat whatever.
I used to. Now I actually have to think about it as of like maybe 2021, which sucks because I love. Dude, I fucking love food.
Well, this is why I got excited. So we should talk about how you got here first. Because I got excited because I did a deep dive in you in this past week. Because Oscar talks about you all the time.
Frequently.
Frequently to everybody. We had a guest yesterday and he brings you. I was like, okay, we love.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so how often do I come up? How long
every podcast.
You're deep in the lore. Yeah.
Really?
When you first started doing guests, Trisha asked who my dream guest was, and I was like, Ted.
Right. And I've seen that clip.
You saw it, so you know.
Well, so the way that I initially found out about this was. It was like I had gotten a message in a group chat from my college a cappella group
Love that. I found clips of that. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have so many questions about that, but yeah, we'll go to that.
And basically, they sent me that clip, and they were like, it was my friend Jamila who sent that, and it was like, Ted, you need to do this. And I was
Shout out
like,
Jamila.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Shout out Jamila. I actually texted the group before I drove over here, and I was like, Jamila, do you want me to get a video of Trisha saying hi?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, she's probably watching it right now. So
Jamila.
What up, Jam?
We'll sing a little acapella. Can we sing acapella later on for her? We'll do a little like tribute to your
We can
acapella.
try.
We're
I don't know
singing.
how well that's gonna work out.
I ask every guest to sing, and I'm like, Ted of all people will do it.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh yeah, maybe I was. It was just one of those things where I was like busy at the time. And I was like, I wasn't sure. And then later on, another friend of mine who's a Twitch streamer, Peach Jars, they also messaged me, and they were like, Ted, Trisha talks about you on like every single podcast.
Oh my god!
Like, and I was like, what is happening right now? Because it just wasn't because I've been aware of you, for all these years and stuff. But I was like, it was just a weird kind of mixing of worlds,
Doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Like even seeing you say here, I'm just like, this is so bizarre. We're so different on the internet, just like different worlds completely.
Oh yeah, no, from the same side for me, where it's like
Yeah.
I've seen you online, but then it's always weird when you make that connection and you see the person in the flesh.
Yeah.
That's
how I felt seeing you walk in today, because I was like, I'm really newly familiar because of Oscar, and so I was like, but we're kind of getting into your world now. We have Pokemon coming on Sunday, so I feel like
really?
we're like tapping into this new cool gamer world.
Pokemon's awesome.
She's
dope.
we're excited about it. But Oscar, so your friend though, your mutual friend.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised. Now I'm like really sus because David Alvarez, I know that he knows you, so I DM'd him and I was like, David, what can you do? Like, I'll literally promote you every episode of Hot Topics. I never told you that, but I was like, I'll bring you up all the time if you just tell Ted to come on.
I don't know if I spoke to David at all.
Well, I've been shouting him out, thinking that he was the reason.
The reason to make the connection. Well, we still love him. Shout out David Alvarez.
Well, no, I love David Alvarez, but I don't know if we ever spoke. Maybe we did, and then I was like,
oh, he's like, Ted, I'm so close with Ted. That's my birthday twin.
That's true. We do have the same birthday.
He's my
January
homie.
6th.
He was really making it seem. He was selling it. He sold me a dream.
Well, we got him on here anyways.
He's been busy though. I mean, he's been doing all those shows. He does the
Jubilee stuff,
esque kind of stuff, and it's doing well. But he seems like he's a busy boy. So maybe
he didn't have time to reach out. Wait, so how did it work then? So your friends said you have to do this, but did you see Oscar's DMs? Because he said he just randomly DM'd him. I'm like, how did this even happen? How did this work?
Sometimes I look at the top request things because I always get afraid that somebody's reached out about something and then it's been several weeks and then I've missed it. So sometimes I'll get a pang of anxiety and I'll be like, look at the top request, and I saw that there and I was like,
Oh, he was in a top request?
Wow,
that's cool.
Oh,
well, yeah, you're verified, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Congrats. That's everything.
Wow, you didn't know? You
I
guys didn't celebrate when you got verified on Instagram?
No, it happened kind of randomly, actually.
Recently or a while ago?
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't really post that much on Instagram, so I didn't really care that much. But I'm glad it at least got me you, so that helps. Yeah.
Wait, how did it happen? Was he DMing you a bunch in a row, or I'm so curious? You're just he said just come on my podcast.
Hundreds of
Really?
messages. Yes, yeah. No, he was like, please,
Actually?
for the love. No, it was one, and it was like something like, Ted, we gotta get you on the pod. It was pretty short and sweet.
It was, yeah, because I also just didn't think you would see it, so I'm like, I'm just gonna have fun and be silly. This was after Trisha got a DM from The Weeknd, and after that I was like, I'm gonna follow my dreams, and anything can happen.
You got a DM from The Weeknd?
Yeah, he was my dream guest. So I was like, well, let's manifest our dream guest. So I said The Weeknd, and then he DM'd me the next couple days, and I was like, wow, that worked so quickly.
Did you have him on?
No, he doesn't do podcasts, but
you
we're
never
getting
know.
there.
Yeah. We'll start
So
with
why
you,
did he do
then.
that?
He just thank you for the support. And it was him, because then his team was like, do you want to promote Fortnite for The Weeknd? And I was like, yeah, sure. And they sent me clothes from his music video shoot and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't know. It gave us hope. And so then his dream guest was you. So I didn't know how it worked. I was like, how did this happen? But then you didn't see the DM until 6 months later or something.
Was it 6
No,
months?
Oh.
No, it was
yes.
kind of recent. Well, maybe I unsent it because I did see in our DMs that it was there was only one, but I had DM'd you before. I did it. I would randomly reply to your stories though and be like, come on, just Trish. I do that with Hassan now too. I'm like, now Ted has given me the confidence to just keep it
He's
moving.
our straight guy ambassador, any straight man. I was like, oh, I don't know. I get a little weirded out by
But
him.
you know what's funny? We usually hate straight men. there's not many that we talk nicely
No.
about. So you're one of the.
But why? Why Ted? Well, I know why I like you now. As soon as when I saw you do musical theater in like high school, I was like, absolutely, you can come on. He doesn't even like musical theater, and I'm like, how do you not like musical theater? You're gay, but it's like, you know what I mean? And I was like, wait, okay, this straight guy who we like usually hates straight men is like loves musical theater. So
the first video of yours I saw was the Rainforest Cafe one.
It's a classic.
And then it really is like synonymous with like your brand now, I think.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just went from there. And you have like a baby girl vibe to you, I think.
Baby girl vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
very Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, very Jacob Elordi.
You're gonna have to explain more what this means.
Baby girl, you're baby girl coded for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Okay,
that's why you're here.
This sounds like a great compliment, but I still have no fucking idea what that means.
You don't have them today, but I know you love bracelets and necklaces.
Well, this is a new development. This is a new development going on here as of like January, where I decided to just like revamp my whole closet. Like I to be honest, I was probably more straight coded like pre 2024 because I still had a closet full of like shirts that I had been wearing since I was in high school.
Oh no!
Like, and so I don't know. I recently just started. I call it my fashion era.
Yeah,
is what it is. My co-hosts on my podcast don't seem to agree with it as much. They usually give me shit for it, but I feel good.
You look good, and like we love the co-hosts of your podcast, but also like they're not like fashionistas. You know what I mean? They wear a t-shirt all the time. You know, you're having flannel today. You're giving loafer. You're giving accessories.
I got the loafers. I got the accessories.
Yeah.
Accessories, honestly, the accessory scenario kind of changed everything. I was like, oh, that's what was needed. You know,
it levels up for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know you gave your co-host a bracelet, and I was like, that's what he needs. You know, like you just need that extra something, that extra zhuzh.
Tucker, yeah.
Yeah.
No, because we were on a trip together like recently, and because he had been part of the part of the podcast that were like giving me shit about it all the time, and I was like, we were out for drinks, and I was like, try this on, and I put it on for a second, and he was like, well, because his wedding ring is also gold, so it was a gold bracelet, so he was like, oh, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. And he was like, wait, hold on, let me wear it for the rest of the night. I'm like, okay. Next day comes and he's like, let me wear it for the rest of the trip. And then I was like, damn it. At the end of the trip, I had to like basically pry it off him, but he was like, oh man, but I really want that. So I eventually went and got more bracelets. And then the next time I saw him, when I went out there to see the eclipse with him, I gave it back to him.
That's baby girl coded right there. That you thought about that. The fact that you even knew to match the medals.
Oh, that was just by chance.
Oh,
yeah,
you didn't know? Okay.
Yeah, no, because it was just a bracelet I was wearing, and then his wedding ring just happened to be a gold band.
And you just got into it in January because you said your birthday was January 6th, so you're Capricorn.
Yes.
Yeah, right before
16th,
Elvis's birthday.
Yes.
Oh, 16. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're still at the end of Capricorn then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's pretty close to Elvis's birthday, which is cool. So I feel like that is like the whole like revolutionary. That's where like the straight guys get cool. You know what I mean? Like Elvis was straight, but he was like cool and artsy. You know what I mean?
I think I'm tracking this, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I found out you did
He
music.
was cool.
Thank you. I know. He kind of got a cancellation. He got canceled. He was like up and
He
cool.
also died too, which was kind of the biggest cancellation of all.
That's true. And yeah, when people try to cancel dead
cancellation
people.
by the universe. You know?
Just they're gone, so there's
It's
nothing.
like, bye, you know?
That is true. That is the ultimate cancellation. I guess when I die, there will be people that'll be happy. They're like, finally, she's canceled.
That'd be a crazy way to react to someone's death. Did you hear so-and-so died? Oh, he got canceled. It's like, oh no, he died.
I kind of love that though. That's like a softer blow. I feel. It's, you know. Have you? You're like uncancelable though. You're like not problematic at all.
I'd like to think that I'm not. I'm not. You know. But I wouldn't say I'm like. If there was something that I did that I would deserve a cancellation, I imagine that I would also be susceptible to the cancellation, you know?
So how do you avoid it? How do you stop saying things that are like offensive?
How do I stop saying things? I guess I just don't, I don't know. I try not to.
You're just not offensive.
It just doesn't come up. Like, what do you mean? Like being racist or something?
I mean, just like, because you're a comedian. And so how do you not like say jokes that are like, whoa, it's like too far?
I just, I've got so many great, racial jokes locked in my brain, and I'm just like, I'm cursing at the leftist mind virus that just won't let me speak my mind, you know?
Okay.
And it's something I struggle with on the daily. I'm basically
holding it back.
Yeah, my lip is quivering, just
you just want
waiting.
to say it so bad.
Oh God, I want to be racist so bad, but I can't. And that's sort of my thesis on the whole
it's
thing.
your cross to carry, yeah.
Yeah. It's my cross to bear. Yes, exactly.
Just don't be racist. That's good advice, I feel.
And you're kind of mysterious though too, because like you
that's
don't.
fun. I've never been called
you
mysterious
are.
before.
Because we are
Man, I love this
yappers.
podcast. This is great. This
You're
is great. I'm
tall.
getting called mysterious, tall. Wow, this is great.
Uncancelable baby girl.
Uncancelable baby girl.
Uncancelable, mysterious, uncancelable baby girl that's tall.
I think because we're just yappers, we literally talk for our episodes are 3 hours and they're every like week, you know. And I feel like because you.
Oh, so we're locked in for 3 hours right now.
Yeah, get ready.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do, but we'll cut it short.
No, yeah, no, don't worry.
But like,
I don't got anything else going on today.
Okay, perfect.
Because your podcast is like shorter, and they're like your topics are just like ours are about like pop culture stuff. So sometimes we have like hot takes or whatever. But yours, you know, you kind of just talk about like funny things. You're like silly guys, and then your YouTube channel, you're silly.
That is a little bit by design. I think that we specifically kind of avoid talking about topics that are like heavier and stuff like that. Like I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't think either Schlatt and I are interested in like talking about like people who like got canceled or talking about drama and stuff because it's just like I don't know. I mean, it's okay to do that. Don't get me wrong, but I think just from with the way that we go about it, it's like I don't know. We just want to keep things light, you know. At least how I am personally. I just wouldn't want someone to get like mad at me. I don't know. Even if that person like deserved to be shit on or whatever. Like I don't know. I just don't like the idea of someone getting mad at me. I'm gonna be like,
it's a lot of anxiety, that's for
like,
sure.
I'd be okay with like Hitler was mad at me, but like you know,
said so. He's also canceled.
Yeah, who's canceled? He's like triple canceled.
Yeah. There's no
Super
coming back.
Canceled. Yeah,
I guess that's good advice, but that's the thing. I try to be drama free for a couple years because it is a lot. But it's
Seems
a real.
Like you go through phases of the moon.
I do. That's a really good analogy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you have a talent, right? Like you don't need to talk about drama. But when I was drama free, nobody cared. So I was like, let's talk about people again. You know what I mean?
We talk about a little bit more pop culture these days of stuff that's going on, but like also, I don't know if you've experienced this at all, or even you like as you've done more of the podcast, but I don't know, as it's become more of my job and it's like I feel like I'm less tapped, like I don't have my ear to the ground as much of what the fuck's going on in the world, you know, or like what's going on the internet. I feel like back when I wasn't a YouTuber, I like knew everything that was going on.
Really?
And now I feel like I'm working so much that I'm like, what the fuck is going on this week?
You gotta make time. I didn't know anything that was happening in the world. And then when we started the podcast, I was like, I need to like literally schedule out 2 hours a day to TikTok. Otherwise, I have no idea what's happening. But like, I have to do
So you go
more.
on TikTok. That's like you clocking in.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
We film hot topics every week, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Let me just clock. So every day, I have to get at least like 2 hours to like, okay, let me see what's happening in the world.
How do you find your like? What do you search? How do you go about it?
Whatever on the FYP, right? Do you scroll on TikTok? Are you like a scroller?
On the FYP.
Yeah. Because if you see it come up enough, like the Try Guys, right? Never heard of them before, but they were like on every single like scroll I was on, and I was like, okay, these guys, let's talk about them. You know what I mean? Like,
I do a little bit of scrolling every now and then.
So you have to see the same thing, but you're probably on like science TikTok or something, like right, like Eclipse TikTok or.
Wow, I'm probably on signs. It's because I got circular glasses.
Well, and you're like smart. You're like an intellectual.
Thank you. Yeah,
you went to college.
I am an intellectual.
That's why we got this today.
There was a scientific. It was a scientific experiment going every Margaritaville. You know, that was a study.
I mean, that is silly goofy. It is funny the contrast you have between
we
silly
got a grant
goofy.
from Harvard to doing that too.
Wait, actually?
No.
Oh.
It's like, wow. That's because it was kind of like everything. When I watched this, I was like, I wish I could have like thought of this. Or your Fiverr videos. I was like, this is kind of like
you went
groundbreaking.
Deep.
Yeah, of course.
The Fiverr videos, wow. That was back when I didn't have really a notion of what I wanted to do commentary, but I wanted to figure out the angle in which I could do it. It was kind of designed after IDubbbz's videos. It was after wow. It was because he used to do a series called Kickstarter Crap.
Oh, I didn't know. I only know him from like Content Crop, like drama. So I like that's a weird connection. But I got it. Okay. Kickstarter Crap.
He would choose ones that are like really terrible and then like kind of just riff on them, make fun of them for whatever reason. So I kind of was like, okay, I'll do that same thing and also make an alliterative title for that. So I went on Fiverr and I just made fun of stuff.
I wonder if you were doing it before Shane, because I remember Shane did Fiverr. I wonder if he stole it from you, or you like are you just doing the same thing at the same time?
Shane Dawson.
Shane Dawson. Do you remember him?
I do.
Yeah, he used to do like Fiverr videos all the time. He'd pay people to do like random shit on Fiverr, and I was like, oh.
He's been around for a while, so I imagine he might have done it before me, honestly.
But you just didn't know. You're just like different worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too. When you have like 4,000 subscribers or whatever, it's like because that's how much I had at the time. I think when I was doing the Fiverr videos. It's kind of just like throw shit out of the wall and there's no real pressure when you're not a huge YouTuber to like not, I don't know, like you still try to be unique, but obviously it's like not as huge pressure to not, cover other people's topics. Like nowadays, if I was doing a video that like could cross within a category that like maybe one of my peers, like, I don't know, like Curtis or Danny or someone would have done, then I'm probably going to like reach out to them and talk to them about it and make sure it's, because it's, I don't know, it's like the right thing to do, I feel like. And also like, I don't know, I just don't want to I don't want to step on people's toes.
Wow, you're really considerate.
I know.
I'm like, people just do, like, if I went to Rainforest Cafe, I wouldn't think to reach out to you. Be like, well, that's what people do. They go to Rainforest
Well, you
Cafes.
can go to Rainforest Cafe. You don't need a license from me to do that.
Just go to all of them.
Yeah, no, I'm the gatekeeper of the Rainforest Cafe.
What's your thing? Like, that's what people know you for. Just going to every single one. And why did you do that?
Well, it was one of the videos of that Fiverr era. I did a video with a buddy from college who was also an acapella, Ross, where because I had gone to the Rainforest Cafe when I was a kid. And I just thought it was a ridiculous place that just kind of just lived within nostalgia for me. So I was like, oh, it'd be kind of funny if I just took someone who had never been to the Rainforest Cafe to the Rainforest Cafe.
He never had been?
He had never been. And he also had ornithophobia, which is a fear of birds.
Oh my God. Did he freak out?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad because they weren't moving. The way he described it to me once is that like them kind of circling above and the fact that they could kind of come down on him, I think is which I get. Honestly, right. I can, and birds are dinosaurs.
Right.
They
are. We all kind of are, right?
Yeah.
We're all evolved.
Yeah. It's spilled.
No, but they're like in a legitimate way that I'm pretty sure they descend from dinosaurs. That's where birds come from.
Yeah, because dinosaurs had feathers.
Velociraptor.
Learn something new every. See, you're science. This is so science related.
You learn that
like,
on their science FYP.
You should try to get on. You should try to get Hank Green on if you're looking for some science.
Oh, I don't think he likes me. See, that's what I'm saying. The drama, because one time he was like, Trisha Paytas is a troll, and I was like, well, obviously, but like he like went off on me a couple years ago, so I don't think he likes me. But shout out Hank Green. Like he's like an author, and we love celebrities and all that stuff. So you give me Hank Green vibes for sure. Yeah.
Do I? Okay.
You have the short hair and the glasses.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Guy with glasses.
No, but you know about stuff like the dinosaurs and the birds, which I'm like, and so you went to see the solar eclipse. Like, that's why I'm saying you're science. Like, it came from somewhere. It wasn't just like.
Trust me, if you saw a total solar eclipse, you'd be like, I want to go to every single one.
I don't know. I saw like footage of. My mom went to Austin to look at it, and I don't know, didn't.
Let me describe it to you. Let me break it down, Barney style, for you, so you understand. We're talking. You're out there in the eclipse. Have you seen a solar eclipse before?
Moses?
Not the full one.
No.
Not the full one.
No one's seen it.
So I'm
here.
the only one here who's seen the truth. Okay.
Yeah, let's get a first hand.
Yeah, no, okay. So basically, as it's because you assume that you've seen like the partial part where it's like it's kind of crossing over, like when it was maybe in 2017, maybe this year recently.
Not in person. I mean, I saw videos.
TikToks I've seen. It gets dark for a minute, and you're like, okay.
No, I mean like the partial where it's like you look up with the glasses and you see the sun's a little bit covered by the moon. Well,
I haven't seen it, but
well, basically, it'll start doing that. And it looks already really sick like that. But as it's getting closer, we're talking like 80% and up. It doesn't necessarily get darker at first. It starts to get dimmer, as if somebody like took one of those little circle light switch things and they were actually turning it down, which is like a weird way for light to behave in the world that you don't normally see. And then when it actually gets to the point where it fully crosses it, we're talking like it just goes fully dark, but in a 360-degree, like you look around anywhere, it looks like there's a sunset in every direction, like that sort of orange kind of sky in the horizon. But you look up and it's literally just the black sun. It's crazy.
But it's like light. It's like a black sun, so it's like a black light.
Well, no, it's like the moon is right in front of it, but like around it you can see the kind of like the solar whatever the corona of the sun or whatnot. But it's probably one of the craziest things that I feel like I've visually seen in our world.
Did anything crazy happen like afterwards? Or during?
Nothing necessarily. Well, because it's a shadow, like a literal shadow that's on the earth of the moon going across. It does this thing where it gets colder in that area, obviously because the sun's warmth isn't there. So it does a thing where there's kind of like a draft that gets built up because of like. Now I am getting really scientific.
I know we're learning so much.
Like a draft gets built up because of the difference in heat in the air. So it's like so.
I told you it's so science.
So when the eclipse starts, there's literally like wind comes through, And at least and I had actually seen the last solar eclipse that happened in America too in 2017, and that was in August of 2017. And during that, since it was the summer, and when I had seen it most recently, it was like winter, so there weren't any like animals and stuff out. But in that summer, the crickets started chirping because it was like they thought it was night. And then like the street lights would go on in that town center that we were in and stuff. So it was like weird. It was like because you were like it's 2 p.m. It's never dark at 2 p.m. in North Carolina or whatever.
Yeah, you would think crickets would be smarter. Like I would know it's 2 p.m. You know what I mean? Like how do they not know just because it like went dark for a minute?
Yeah, no, I bet all those crickets were really embarrassed when it turned back to light, and they were like.
Because like animals know, like instinctually, right? Like they would know. Like how do they? Why would they think?
A lot of animals sort of operate on a circadian rhythm of like it literally being like night and day. That's why you can't. That's why they say. That's why you have like the blue, the night mode on your phone, where it turns from like that blue light into the orange light, because people say that if you're looking at like you're getting a lot of blue light from your phone, and it messes up your circadian rhythm.
Where do you learn all this stuff?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I feel like I'm spitting right now.
That's crazy.
Like all this knowledge is just showing up in my head, and I'm like, holy shit.
How did you know that? Because you dropped out of college, right?
You
graduated?
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, okay. Damn. I think you're like the only YouTuber to like finish college. That's like amazing, right? I don't know.
I guess there is a lot of like influencers these days that are like becoming a thing at like 16 and shit, and they just never go to school. No. At the same time though, it's like, I don't know, college kind of is becoming less of a thing. I feel like so many people. Well, have you heard like so many people? I feel like on TikTok I'm seeing like so many people are just getting out of school and they have these huge degrees and they still can't find a fucking job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems expensive too.
Oh, it is.
Would you go to you went to university?
Yeah. I went to a private college, Ithaca College. Well.
Bougie.
No, it's well, I mean, as opposed to a public university, you know.
Okay.
But I went to Ithaca College in Ithaca, New York.
Are you from New York?
No, I'm from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay, same thing, kind of. They're all there on the East Coast.
Yeah, no, same thing. Yeah, they're basically one state.
Well, that makes sense then why you're into theater. When you saw the eclipse, do you remember Little Shop of Horrors? Have you ever seen it?
I have. No, I know it.
Okay.
It's just been a while.
I mean, that's literally
Thank you, Seymour.
Yeah, you're Seymour vibes.
Didn't you sing that?
Yeah, I did. I did all the parts. Do you want to sing it right now?
Yeah.
Do you know the words?
No, I don't. But I could try. I mean,
I feel like you would know. Like, who's the guy from Family Guy? Seth MacFarlane and Ariana Grande did it in the car. Remember Carpool Karaoke? Like, you don't know any of it?
I don't know any of it. That's
Man.
one of the
I was so excited we're going to sing because every guest that comes on, I'm like, will you sing? Even singers, and they don't want to sing with me. And I was like, how do you not want to sing? I can't sing, but I love, like, Broadway and theater. So that's why I was like, but you actually sing. I heard you singing the Grinch song. And I was like, oh, he actually sings.
I did. I'm a bass.
Is that what you did in an a cappella group?
Yeah, I was a bass, yeah.
Shout out, what was the group called?
IC Voice Stream. So Ithaca College Voice Stream.
Oh, IC Voice Stream. I used to date a bass singer in an a cappella group. Do you remember the one Pentatonics? Yeah. I used to date that guy, and he'd just go boom, 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 boom. That was like his part in the thing.
Was his name Ari?
Avi.
Avi.
Do you know him?
No, I don't know him personally. I know of him, though.
Yeah. I think he just disappeared, though. I don't think he's in the group anymore. I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared. Met him on Tinder, and then he, like, quit the group, and that's it. That's all I know. But, yeah, he was just, but is that what you would do, too? You just go,
yeah, something along the lines.
I love when people do it.
Dum-buzz. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's cool. I wouldn't want to come back to that, but I want to finish the solar eclipse because I thought it was so interesting. The phone thing is very interesting. How did you know about the blue and, like, yellow light thing?
I think I had just seen it, like, progressively, like, online over the years. It was just, like,
Something
because, I don't know about you, but I finished most of my days where I'm like this on my side, looking at my phone and stuff. And I think I'd just seen it at some point where they were like, the blue light just keeps you awake for longer when you look at your phone and stuff. Yeah.
So we got to put it down. I put mine down around 6 p.m. and don't look at it anymore.
Yeah, I have to put my phone like not next to my next to my side table. I have to put it like across the room if I want to be able to get up. To my alarm.
Radiation too. It's bad. Like if I put my phone next to my baby, the doctor's like literally it can like radiate into the baby or something like crazy.
The phones are still radioactive?
Right? Isn't that a thing? Like I'm not supposed to sleep with it by my belly because I used to like have it by my belly and they're like, don't put a phone there. I don't know. I have no idea. That could be way wrong. But in Little Shop,
playing YouTube videos.
Well, because I fall sleep with it.
Coco Melon and then put it on your belly.
Oh my God, Coco Melon is like, I love that you know that. How do you know about Coco Melon?
It's like, they've got like 150 million subscribers.
Wait, that's so funny. That's so
Their
random.
Wheels on the Bus video has more views than Gangnam Style.
Oh my God. We watch it probably 100 times a day. My daughter is just like, Wheels on the Bus, Coco. That's all she wants to see.
Really? Because I know that there's conversation online of like Coco Melon and the baby sensory videos, like kind of just like rotten kids' brains.
Oh, for sure. It speeds up so quick at the end. Like there's one that goes like 100 miles an hour, and I was just like, this seems not good for kids.
Do you know what's a good show that I have heard is really great, and it's like a very highly rated show for kids? It's like this Australian show called Bluey. Have you heard of this?
Bluey.
I'm not a Bluey.
You don't like Bluey?
No, I don't. Not my vibe. We're like more Miss Rachel people over here.
It seems like this is the vibe I'm getting is that it's a suspicion based around Australians right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Wait, how did you know that?
That was just the energy that you were giving off.
That's
You were
so
like,
funny.
You were
Yeah.
like, I don't trust that accent.
That's crazy. But for real, British accents and Australian accents, mostly Australian though. Lately it's been crazy. Yeah. Because there's a bunch of scandal going on with like Australians and stuff. On TikTok. Yeah.
Wait.
You didn't know about this? Yeah.
The country of Australia is in. I'm going to Australia tomorrow.
Wait, you are?
I am.
Oh my God, thank you for coming right before your big trip. Wait, what are you going for?
I have been meaning to go out there for years. I originally had an opportunity to go out to Australia in like when I was still in school, like maybe in like 2019, like in the fall of 2019, but I couldn't because I was going to miss too many classes.
Oh my God. That's everything.
Yeah,
School before influencing.
That was the one time where I was like, because I had already done like 3 years of school, and it was one of those things where I was like, I might as well just finish. I was going to school for a film. Like, it wasn't like I was doing, I don't know, math or something, you know? It wasn't as bad. At least I was still like creating something and making something. And
yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to finish it just so I could, have it and just say I did it because that's how I started,
No, that's the ultimate flex for sure.
Yeah, because I was going to owe the money for the other 3 years anyways,
Might as well finish it out.
Yeah, and then there's also I think I might be going on, I'm not sure yet, but I might be going on Cold Ones. With Max and Chad.
Oh my gosh! How do you get all these opportunities?
Well, I've known them for years.
Oh.
And then also there's a convention that's called Dream Hack.
What's Dream Hack? What is it?
It's honestly it's kind of like a VidCon and like a gaming convention and like a whole bunch of stuff kind of all mashed together into one.
Oh,
that's the best way. But I also don't fully know. So
okay, you're just going.
I'm kind of showing up because the friends that I know out there are going. And I'm like, okay.
I love that. Well, no, I think what's happening in Australia right now is like,
I want to hear about where this suspicion around Australians
because everyone's getting like people are just like randomly stabbing people. You haven't seen this?
Really?
Yeah, there was like a big
the whole
mob.
Country of Australia.
Literally, there was a mob. Did you see this? Thank you. There was a guy just like going at like stabbing like women everywhere. And it happened not only in a mall, but it happened things. So maybe not the whole country.
I can understand where your perspective is coming from then as a mother and
well, there's that, but also the Bluey connection is I was hearing about the accents are, it's kind of like, you remember like back in the day when like the Beatles, right? They'd have the album and if you play it backwards, it's giving like satanic messages. They say there's something like that with the Australian accent in cartoons through kids. I just heard this recently. I don't know if it's true. This is allegedly, don't sue me, but like I really do think that's like a thing because when I listen to those accents like Bluey or Peppa Pig is British, I think there's some messaging going on there for sure.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
I've seen, because it's good that you brought up Peppa Pig, because I've watched clips from Bluey that have shown up on TikTok, and I'm like getting emotional watching it. Like, I don't know. From what I've seen from Bluey, I haven't watched a full episode before. I've just seen a lot of clips, and I've fallen into like a TikTok hole where you watch clips of like a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the writing is really good, and it's like it's like a weirdly nuanced kids show. Peppa Pig, I don't trust for shit.
Thank you, because that's what people have been saying.
Is a fucking murderer. Peppa Pig is a racist. Is transphobic.
Allegedly.
Probably.
Allegedly, yeah.
No, true. This is true, and you heard it here. Peppa Pig is. I think it's like some communist propaganda.
Wow. That's a bold claim. Bluey's going to be there one day. Bluey's new and cool, but one day it'll be Peppa Pig for sure, where they look back and it's...
I don't know, because Peppa Pig looks like it's like some scrapbook made by a madman, whereas like Bluey is like well animated, you know?
I just think it's a little misogynistic too. I don't know. It's Bluey. Like it's a blue dog that's a boy. It's like, well,
it's a girl.
you know. Oh, I don't know. No. Bluey's definitely a boy.
Bluey's a girl?
No. Well, you could be right, actually. I don't know. But I just always would think, like, that's a little... Okay, yeah. Well, I guess it's gender fluid.
Maybe internally misogynistic, Bluey is.
Internally. Everyone's internally misogynistic, including me. Everyone's a little internal misogynistic. That's... Well, I don't know. I can't give it a try.
How about this? I'll do my best Australian accent and tell me if you think I'm like suddenly a murderer. So give me a sentence to say.
Oh, answer this question in an Australian accent. Okay. What do you like most about being straight?
What do I like most about being straight? Well, I love women.
That's so good. Wow, you sounded like Steve Irwin. Like, actually, that was great.
Crocodiles.
Oh my
Crocodiles.
God. That was amazing.
I'm Steve Irwin. I got canceled by a stingray.
Oh, dark.
He did. He got canceled by a stingray.
I know. That's sad.
It is honestly so tragic, though. That was like one of... that's one of the celebrities that dies, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, because everyone likes him.
It's like a Robin Williams, or like one of those people that's just like a universally loved person. That's just like Steve Irwin's was like really tragic because it was like he didn't have to die. You know about that?
Yeah. No, wait. I don't know. I mean, I knew he got stung by a stingray.
Because he got stung by a stingray, and they pulled it out. And you're not when you get stabbed by something, you're not supposed to pull it out because then it's like gonna make it kind of fucking gush. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like safer to keep it in.
Like a knife too. If a knife stabs you, keep it in.
Yeah, that's generally what they say that you should do is you should keep it in. I mean, obviously, don't go through the rest of your day, but like maybe go to the hospital.
Just lay there, don't run. Maybe like just keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wonder who did that. They probably weren't trained in stingrays. Who pulled it out of him, or he pulled it out?
Yeah, I mean,
it's dark.
It's one of those things where it does kind of feel backwards. If you get stabbed, you shouldn't pull it out because obviously when you've got a foreign object in your being lodged in your body, you're like, okay, well that shouldn't be there, and you want to get rid of it. But
Yeah, well, you know what? But that's like in a way, I feel like a way he'd want to go, right? Like I love food. You like food. Like if I'm going to die having a heart attack eating Domino's, like that's where I want to go. You know what I mean? That's how I want to leave the world. It's better than
you
want
to have a heart attack. At Domino's is the way you die.
Well, maybe when I'm older. But I'm just saying, people are like, oh, if you eat all that food, you're going to have a heart attack. I'm like, yeah, but I get to enjoy the food while I'm alive. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you'd need to go out like in a Margaritaville or something,
Yeah,
like,
just like hammered out of my mind, just full straight up alcohol poisoning from a perfect margarita.
Yeah. Oh, but you wouldn't know. Yeah, if you're blacked out, like that's actually a good way to go. I don't drink, but that would be a great way to go because you don't know. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you're just dead.
I can't remember the last time that I got blacked out.
Oh, really? You're not like a drinker?
Well, I drink alcohol. I drink alcohol. Don't get me wrong. I drink. I'm actually pretty cool because I actually drink alcohol. No, but I feel like I get the spins too early on in the whole process. Like I feel like if we're going on a timeline here and over here is getting blacked out, I'm getting the spins like maybe 75% of the way there. So I'm checking out before I even get to that point.
The spins is the spins in your head. Like you feel like you're spinning, or is it the
like
spins?
The kind when you're trying to go to sleep that night after going out drinking, and you close your eyes, and then it's like a, where you kind of feel like you're falling a little bit, and you got to open your eyes and be like, okay, I'm gonna lock in, and you have to breathe and stuff. I hate that shit.
But when you go to like Margaritaville, you're obviously drinking there.
Well, yeah, but sometimes we're also on a road trip, so we can't get wasted at because sometimes we would do a Margaritaville in the morning, so we can't get wasted because one of us has to drive,
Did you do that for fun or for profit? Like, did you think this is going to be viral? Like, we're going to make so much money?
Question. I would say mainly for fun. We knew that after the first one, after Rainforest, we knew that it was going to do well. But at the end of the day, like the video itself is one thing, and then there's also the fact that like it's me and my friend Eddie going on like a huge cross country road trip, which is a fucking blast. You know? And there's so many stops that we do and things that we do, and which is just like hanging out with your buddy for like a whole month, on the road.
And you loved it.
Yeah, I really like road trips. I've done those two that have been videos, but then I also, when I graduated high school, I did a whole cross country road trip with Tucker, who I gave the bracelet to when we got out of high school, because he's my best friend from high school.
Oh my gosh!
And then when I moved out to LA, I road tripped out here with my dad. And I think I did a couple more, honestly. That first eclipse I saw, I road tripped down the south to do that. I've done like 7 road trips.
But your road trip back wasn't good from the eclipse because you said you got stuck in traffic. So I was just like, you're like a bumper to bumper.
On the recent one, that one.
So are you still into road trips, or you're like, yeah, let's keep going to these?
Yeah, because if I knew that I was going to be stuck in 12 hours of traffic, I would still do it again. Because,
what?
Wow.
Well, because we got to see a fucking eclipse, a total solar eclipse. There's only like 70-ish eclipses that happen every century. Total solar eclipses.
Well, you've seen 2 or 3 already,
And I've
right?
seen 2.
Yeah, so.
And I've seen 2. But I think I've decided for myself that my goal is to like at least, end my life watching at least a full hour of eclipses, of solar eclipses.
So how many more do you have left then?
Yeah.
Well, I've got 5 minutes down.
Oh my God, you won't make it.
So I got 55 minutes. Well, I think that the last I'm gonna see. It'll also give me an excuse to travel to different places because they happen all over the world at different points.
Oh.
So because they predicted when all of these are gonna happen, and there's a Wikipedia page that says when and where each of them are gonna happen. So I think the last one I'm gonna see, if I do this plan over the rest of my life, is on my birthday when I turn 77. In Argentina.
Wait, that's the next one?
No, that's the last one.
Last one.
That's like, for me, that would probably be the last one where it's like kind of unreasonable to keep traveling for solar eclipses when you're beyond 77, right?
Yeah, and like, where are you going to post it? There's probably going to be no social media like this, around.
Well, so it's not to post though. It's to see. It's to see with my eyes. Yeah.
You didn't do content while you were down there?
For the recent one, I actually did.
See, okay, so that's what I'm saying. I feel like you won't be as motivated at 77.
I did like a fucking stupid dance video on TikTok for that, and that was like I kind of decided that like halfway to the eclipse. The main reason I went out for that eclipse was because I wanted to see that with my friend Tucker, who had never seen a solar eclipse before. I wanted to show him that.
Wow, you love taking people for their first experiences, like rainforests.
That's a really that's an astute observation in a very genuine way. I think that's one of the ways that's one of. If that was a love language, that would be one of my love languages.
Someone observing that? Or taking someone the first time?
If I have like a restaurant or like some sort of thing that I really like, I will want to show it to people. And I will be willing to do that thing multiple times to show it to people, to have them also get that experience.
That's so cool. I like that. Do you do that with romantic partners or just friends?
Yeah, I would say that is also a way I show love in romantic relationships.
Really? You're like, let me take you here. That would be fun. I guess something exciting.
Because then it's like great, because usually I'll have like a whole list where I'm like, oh, this place is awesome. I like these things. And it's honestly, probably in the context of a romantic relationship, it's probably pretty good too, because it's like, I got a plan.
Yeah. Oh, they'll be so excited. They'll be like, oh my gosh.
Which usually it is very straight coded to not have a plan when it comes to dating.
Like, what do you want to do? I don't know where you want to go. Yeah. You're like, I have a whole list actually.
Yeah. I actually saw this really good TikTok recently. You guys may have seen this. It came up on my For You page where it was this guy on a podcast talking about a story about how he was in this relationship with this woman, and he was like, pack your bags, we're going on a trip. And she was like, where are we going? He was like, I'll tell you. And he goes, and they like travel all the way to like the south. And he's like, the whole time she's like, where are we going? Where are we going? And he's like, I'm going to tell you, or I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. And eventually they get to this small little tiny town, and Dolly Parton's playing, and she doesn't like play shows anymore. Yeah. And then she was like, oh, well, I really wish I had known, because so I could, I would have an outfit that I would want to wear to something like that.
Right.
And he was like, that's so crazy that you say that. And that would be even crazier if I didn't have your friend come over a couple days before, and so I could also pack a bag
full
of all the things that you would wear.
That's like the Bachelor style. That's like, I have a dress for you too.
But I like watched that and I was like, this dude's got it all fucking figured out. Huh?
You got to step it up.
He's got the secret sauce.
So when you take a girl to see the solar eclipse, you also have to get her like a blinged out glasses or something cool, Yeah.
If it was me going. What would be your ideal outfit if you were to go to the solar eclipse? Because I feel I'm getting the vibe that you like to dress for theme.
Oh, always. Yeah, I know. I'm very sad I couldn't dress like your theme today. I just didn't know how it was going to work. I'm glad Oscar dressed your theme, but I just didn't know. I was like trying to figure it out. For a solar eclipse, for sure, you would need like the glasses, but I wouldn't like them cool because they're so ugly, right? The glasses are ugly that people wear.
Yeah,
so
they try to
make
them cool too.
Do they? I feel like they look
they got like a design on them. It's like, ooh, solar eclipse, but it's like they look like the old 3D red and red and
the 3D glasses.
Blue glasses, yeah.
So I would do that, but what I was getting to earlier in Little Shop of Horrors, the solar eclipse happens. It's in the sun. It's in the song where the plant comes to life. It was during a solar eclipse. That's how the plant gets on Earth. The plant that eats people. Uh-huh. And he's like, and all of a sudden there was a total eclipse of the sun. He's like, suddenly it got very dark and a strange humming sound came, and then like from outer space comes the plant. And so I would want to dress as Seymour and Audrey because that's where the solar eclipse happens. Whoa. And the plant comes to life, so you could have a little baby plant with you. And I just thought that was such a missed opportunity. And no one on TikTok was talking about how the solar eclipse brought the Audrey 2 to like land in suddenly Seymour.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone talking about that, and that's actually kind of up.
It's so fucked up because everyone talks about, I love Little Shop of Horrors, and it's like, because it's on Broadway, it's all this stuff like that, and I was like, okay,
Fake.
but
All
fake. And because you're musical theater, which is like the number one is Little Shop of Horrors and Solar Eclipse fan, I'm like, that's like a perfect
Is
integration
Little Shop
for you.
of Horrors the number one musical theater?
For sure. The Suddenly Seymour song, everybody knows and sings.
What about like Wicked? I feel like Wicked would be a little bit more in the zeitgeist of the.
It's too new. Like Little Shop of Horrors has been around for like Rick Moranis was in the original
What
movie.
about
Like
Oklahoma?
oh, but who watches Oklahoma? Like, have you seen it?
Do you know Oklahoma stands?
No.
Never met one. Me neither.
To be honest with you, to play devil's advocate, you are the first Little Shop of Horrors stan I have ever met.
No, wait, but you were doing theater in high school.
I just wasn't meeting people who are like, I fucking love Little Shop of Horrors. I don't know.
It's
I
huge
think
on Broadway right now.
Well, I know. I just think that people like it. I don't know.
No, there's stands.
For why though? For what reason?
Oh God, everything. The music, the movies. It's like Howard. It's like Alan Menken,
It's
Howard
a cool
Ashman.
show.
Like,
I like the concept is really cool.
so you've seen it
Yeah, I think I have.
on stage or film?
I saw the movie.
Okay, so the movie's great, and the movie is like so iconic.
I know the Suddenly Seymour song, and I definitely just saw the movie.
Yeah, it's so good. It's just, I don't know. And right now on Broadway they have all these actors. Like Darren Criss is playing Seymour, and
my friend Katie loves Darren Criss.
he's in it right now. Tell her to go to if she's in New York. Tell her to go.
Yeah, no, she lives in New York, so she's probably seen it actually.
So good.
She's a Darren Criss stan.
Wait, really? I've never met a Darren Criss
I know,
stan.
that's what I was gonna say.
I love him, but-
Wasn't he in was he on Glee?
Glee, yeah.
Yeah, no, because she really likes Glee. I learned all this information just from her stories of her just being like Darren Criss.
Wait, really? Is she in the acapella group too?
No, I met her in college.
Okay, and you went to college, so you did musical theater. What shows were you in then? Like
in high school, I was in freshman year. I was in Legally Blonde.
who were you?
I was one of the Harvard admissions officers, and then also for the rest of it, I was like, what's that fucking word? That's when you're just a general person.
Ensemble.
Ensemble, yeah.
Oh, wait, you weren't a lead?
Freshman year, no. The high school I went to, it was like, I feel like we had a pretty good drama program, so it was like pretty competitive. Like there was a good amount of like straight dudes that would do. It wasn't just like, because I feel like a lot of drama programs like across the country is like maybe like 100 women and then like the 4 like gay guys that are like in the program as well.
And like one straight tenor. The Ethan Slaters, the Christian Borles. We're talking about this.
Yeah,
Matthew Morrison.
then you got that one really egotistical tenor that is just like, look at these high notes I can sing. And you're like, fuck you, dude.
And the girls love him. That's why the Ethan Slater's so hot. I tell him this. I'm like, because he's like this theater boy that's like this straight, but he's like hot and he sings and like
that's why
everything.
I think it's also so funny when people like idolize like celebrities that are like for instance Timothy Chalamet, like it's like brother's a theater kid, it's like and people are less known, and it's like that's someone that you would have been like, oh, you do theater, and now you're like he's so hot. And it's okay.
No, him singing in the walk I was like, oh my god, like I just melt. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I had lines in that first one in Legally Blonde.
Were you in the What You Want song? What song were you in?
I said she got a 175 on her LSAT.
Oh yeah, and they go 175, 175, 175. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
then sophomore year, I had a big upgrade, and I played Willard in Footloose.
Oh, that's good. That's a really
so
good
I got
role.
to sing Mama Says and all that.
Oh my gosh.
And then in junior year, the longtime drama teacher there, Mrs. Potter, left, and then came in a new guy, and he was only there for a year. There was like it was tumultuous couple of years after Mrs. Potter left, but
what happened with him? Inappropriate with the students or something? Because that is my experience all the time.
No, I guess he just he was a nice guy. He just had a different way of doing things. I'm trying to remember. I'm like pulling up like old lore right now.
It wasn't that long ago. Your high school life.
Yeah, I think it was like one of those things where he had just a different way of doing things. He had one of those things where I think it was like everyone who auditioned would get in or something like that, which was like dubious in its choices, at least in my opinion back then. And I think he kind of had a thing where it was like anyone who normally would get like leads and stuff, he would kind of like specifically like make a point to not give them leads and stuff like that, which was interesting. But I played it was Sweet Charity was the musical in junior year.
That's such an old one. That's so random.
Yeah, it was like, honestly, I didn't really care for it too much, but my part was, I had this like mostly ensemble, but then my one part where I had lines was I was dirty old man.
That was your, oh my God, what did you say in it?
I don't remember. I don't even remember. That one, I don't really remember too much from that one. And then senior year was Into the Woods.
Ooh.
And I played Rapunzel's Prince.
Oh my God, that makes total sense.
So I got to sing Agony, which was
wow.
Which was fun. Yeah.
Into the Woods is no joke. That's a hard one. That's a hard musical.
Yeah, no, that one was a blast. I remember having a lot of fun with that one.
Oh my God, what was our audition song? Do you remember what you auditioned with?
My audition song. Oh, I've got no fucking clue.
Oh,
actually,
yeah. You didn't have like a one you always.
Honestly, to be honest, I definitely had like a monologue that I always auditioned with because I had it memorized, and I was like, why do I need to learn another one? I can just show, like, if there was no, like, you know how to, like, slate and stuff when you come out there and to do the auditions, but I don't know. Yeah, and then that was, like, the last time that I ever did a musical theater was back senior year.
But then you get into a cappella in college.
Yeah, because I also was an a cappella in high school, so then I went and started doing it. I was an a cappella in high school. I was also in this thing called madrigals. Have you heard of this?
It sounds familiar.
What is it? Madrigals choir. Basically, it's because there was like 4 different levels of singing that you could be in the chorus thing. Like there was the normal chorus, and then there was like concert choir or something, and then there was like chamber choir, and they were like just of like different levels. But then there was madrigals, which was an audition group where you dressed up as like medieval clothing, and you sang like it was like a cappella, but it was like medieval,
like chanting.
Not really like chanting.
Okay.
What do you mean by chanting?
Kind
Actually,
of like spam a lot, like dum, 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 like those kind of things.
Not so much that.
Okay.
Like
I love that.
More like something that you'd hear like would sound really good if it was sang in a cathedral. Kind of like that kind of stuff.
Like what was you saying? Can you give us a little bit of that?
A lot of it was in Latin.
Oh my God! Did you know what you
were
saying?
There was this one song called Northern Lights, I think, that I can very vaguely remember, but if I sang it, I would just be singing like
Go!
No, it would literally just be.
I wanted to hear it. We need the clip for TikTok. People want more of you singing.
Do you know what's funny? When I got to college and I auditioned for the a cappella groups there, I used the bass part of one of the songs that I sang, like just me singing the bass part of one of the songs to audition for like the all-male a cappella group, which I didn't get into, and it was literally just me. It's like a medieval song.
I want to hear it. I don't know what it is.
I would get up there, and everyone else, I found out this later, because I didn't know how to fucking audition for an a cappella group. And everyone else was singing, like, my heart's in misery. Like, they were singing, like, pop songs. I come in there, and I'm singing, like, a medieval fucking chant, I guess.
Yeah.
Where I was like, to woodland glades I must fare, to woodland glades I must fare.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Thank you. They didn't think so.
You didn't get in with that?
No, dude. They were probably because they're all sitting there. It was for Ithaca, by the way. Ithaca folks, love you guys to death. No, they're all very nice people. But I imagine that they were sitting there and they were looking at me sing this fucking medieval chant. And they were like, does he not know how we auditioned for this? Like, I find out, and because they brought it up a couple years later, and I was like, son of a bitch. Because I realized later how cringy that must have been. I definitely knew that they were probably like, what the f is going on? Because then later on, obviously, all the members of the a cappella groups, when they do auditions next year, so I kind of knew what that process was like in years later.
Gosh.
So I was like, God.
You should have watched Pitch Perfect before.
I know, some Kelly Clarkson or something.
Yeah, I think for the group that I ended up being in, I sang. I think I might have sang "Feeling Good," Michael Bublé.
Wow,
which is a little high for me. It's more of a baritone.
I was gonna say, can you sing? Can we hear that?
Sun in this. I don't know. I can't
sing
confidently on a podcast.
Wait, why? That was so good.
What?
You know how I feel. It's a new dawn.
This
it's
is
a new
safe
day.
space for you to sing.
Is it?
I'm the worst singer in the whole world, and I love to sing every chance I get. You need it.
This is like birds flying high. There. That's all you're getting.
So good.
No,
for TikTok.
You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel.
Isn't there a big? It's a new dawn.
Christian.
Days dripping on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. I'm not gonna sing that high note though. I don't have the confidence of doing that high note.
Like edging us. We need the whole. Yeah.
There's no edging. There's no gooning. There's no edging. There's no gooning on this podcast.
What's gooning? I don't know this
You don't
either.
know what gooning is.
I know. What is it?
Really?
Is it a straight
Justin,
thing?
ladies and gentlemen, Trisha Paytas does not know what gooning is.
I'm also 35 and I have no idea.
Oh, I'm
Gooning?
sure that there's 35-year-olds that know what gooning is.
Really? Well, I'm sure they're not.
Honestly, I don't know. I'll let you know when I'm 35.
What's gooning? Tell me. Is it gross? Is it
You
something
know what
gross?
gooning is?
No.
He doesn't know
Thank
what
you.
gooning is. You know what gooning is.
Yeah, I do.
It's,
Yeah.
I actually don't fully know.
Oh.
It's like, it's kind of, I think it's just like jerking off for a long period of time.
Why gooning? Why is it called gooning?
Well, because there's this whole thing where there's people that have these things called goon caves, which is
Oh, I didn't know that.
you didn't know about the
I didn't know the goon cave.
You didn't know about goon caves, all right? Where it's like they have imagine, you know, like the stereotypical image of a hacker where it's like they're in a dark room with 1,000 monitors and they're typing away. Imagine that, but like with porn on every screen, and it's like, and that's what they do. It's a goon cave. They got it all set up.
Are they hacking the porn or they're just watching the porn?
Are they hack?
Didn't you just say a hacker, but it's all porn?
Well, I was just doing that to give you a visual, but
Of
they
the
could
type-
be
the type of
hacking
person.
into the porn. I don't know what that quite would look like, but I imagine it would be.
I don't
it
know
would be
either.
Advanced hacking to hack into the porn.
So it's somebody who has multiple screens of porn on and they're going at it.
Yeah, they're going at. They're going at it.
Ooh, that sounds sticky. And it sounds gross.
Yeah, no, that is. It's just, it's a sticky business, but some people take up the torch and they
You know a lot about
they go to war.
you know a lot about gooning. What was the other one? Said edging.
I wouldn't say I
But-
know that much about gooning.
Well, you said
let's
it.
not. I know. Well, I didn't say that. I said I know what it is. I'm not a
Expert?
resident expert on gooning. I'm not going to come on here. I can be a resident expert on my knowledge on solar eclipse. I will not say that I'm an expert on gooning.
Your lower
Gooning.
third is gonna say the expert.
wait,
Yeah.
like it's.
Yeah.
Do you guys
this
have
our
like
guest?
broadcast
We're going
like
to for
visuals
you.
that come?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's going to come on
We
screen.
do. We have like
Great.
little B-rolls and stuff like that.
I'm
We'll
gonna
throw
look
that in
down
there.
at expert on gooning.
That's
Great.
actually so funny
Okay.
with the pink wall behind you. Well, you're also not an expert on tampons. I saw a clip of you talking about this yesterday too. You were on a
What?
you were on a podcast.
I
And you,
am an expert on tampons.
No.
Are you kidding me?
I want to know if you actually know the answer because you asked the guy. You're like, do you know how many tampons a day a girl uses? But then you never answered yourself.
A day?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about flow. What are we rocking with here?
That's what you said, but I was like, but it's not based on flow.
I mean, it could. I imagine that it could be 4 to 6.
Why do
maybe
you think
even
that?
7.
How did you calculate that?
How did you calculate that?
Yeah.
Because it's fucking like blood that's coming out of the vagunas, and it's like you gotta. So I do know that if you keep one in for too long, you go into septic shock.
I don't think that's true. I think it happened one time and they put that
I
on
don't
the
know.
box.
I was a woman, and I had blood coming out of my crotch, and it was. And I knew that I would die if I didn't replace it. I'd probably go through at least 6 or 7 a day if I was on my period.
So you think
how
take
how many
it
do you
out?
go through?
Do you know?
I have no idea.
Yeah. No. Wait. Sorry.
You don't take it out just so you don't get septic shock.
Yeah.
You take
But
it
this
out.
is why Ted is so baby girl coded, because I'm like other straight guys wouldn't even think or fathom okay,
This
let
might
me
be a
do the
crazy question,
algebra.
but are you gay?
Very, yeah.
Okay. I had to ask before I went and assumed. So now I was about to. That was what my pause was about. I was like, maybe I should ask him first. I think that out of anyone, gay men are the least equipped to answer any
That's
questions
true.
about women.
Yeah.
If you never
Because
dated a girl.
we like the straight guys. At least like we're
You
there in the
have the real-
trenches.
yeah,
at least.
yeah.
In the trenches.
Like,
Totally.
Come on, you're surely Moses. You're in the trenches right now.
We see them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine what it would be like at all, honestly. 'Cause
Just like a tampon in general or a period flow.
both, because I've never seen a vagina. Period.
Right.
No pun intended.
Right.
Is
So,
it like
Period.
is it like pissing? Does it feel like pissing?
Peeing or tampons?
See now I'm asking like a crazy question. Because you put the tampon in. I don't know why.
The
I thought
tampons
that,
are definitely not like peeing because you put it up. You don't pee upwards.
right.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
No, you're trying to stop the. It's a not. Yeah.
How
yeah.
many tampons do you think I use a day right now on my period?
I don't think that you use any because aren't you? Are you not currently pregnant?
Wow, good job. That was that was a trick question.
Okay.
He's a
You want me to get
scientist.
into- I know how periods work. It's like Every month, you've got all of this stuff inside of the inside of the uterus, and when your body decides, hey, we're actually not having a baby this month. Sorry, guys. Then your body's like, all right, well, we got all this shit in here. We gotta get rid of it. We gotta flush it out. So it's like all the inner walls of there getting flushed out, right?
Your eggs are breaking, yeah. Like the eggs didn't fertilize, so they break, and you gotta release them. So, yeah.
So that's all eggs?
I think so.
I feel like it was the lining of the.
Oh, you know what? I don't even know what a labia is, so I'm the wrong person to ask this. Like,
you
I don't know
what
where
a labia is? You know what a vulva is?
No, we were talking about this the other day. I actually don't know the parts of a vagina.
The hymen, we didn't know.
The hymen. Why do they have a hymen? Can you explain that one?
I don't know what a hymen is. That sounds like a hip and liberal name to call a baby. we're naming our firstborn boy Hyman.
Ooh, that's a good baby name, actually.
Hyman Jasper Smith.
But what is the purpose of it?
We're so excited to welcome Hyman Jasper Smith to our family.
It's kind of a cute name, actually. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of a slay. Yeah, a Hyman.
Yeah.
Maybe for a boy or something.
Don't name any of your kids Hyman, please.
But why do you need it? Why do we have it?
I don't know. I just think it's a funny word.
I know.
But I will tell you that I believe that the vulva is, the outer part of the scenario of the women's genitalia.
I thought it was labia. I thought the lips were labia.
I think it's interchangeable. I think labia is
same thing.
Yeah.
I always thought the vulva was the thing hanging in your throat.
That's the uvula. Yeah.
Okay, so close. It was close.
Yeah, and then the inner part, the tunnel. That's the vagina.
What's that called? Oh, vagina. Just vagina? Really?
Yeah, well, because I feel like generally what people do is they just call all of it vagina.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm just
not like totally accurate.
A vagina. Yeah, because there's no parts of the penis like that. You know what I mean? There's no, I guess, taint and.
You know what's always crazy though? I feel like a lot of this information I learned in sex ed in high school, and I don't understand how people don't know that because they teach you this.
No, they told us abstinence. They literally told us don't have sex.
Oh,
yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Illinois. Well, I grew up in a farm town.
That explains a lot.
Just in general, or about this?
So if you see a field of corn, you're like, no.
Yeah, absolutely. Illinois triggers me. Corn triggers me. Farm triggers me. Like all that stuff triggers
corn
me.
Corn mazes? Did that trigger you?
Absolutely, because I did get lost in corn mazes multiple times. I do not like them. They're not fun. They're not even mazes. It's just corn stalks, and you just go in there and you get lost because kids are mean and they're like, go find me, and then you just get lost forever in there.
Yeah.
Like children of the corn status. But you do know a lot. I applaud you for knowing so much about a woman's body because I actually don't even know all that. So I heard the tampon conversation.
Sort of like an ambassador to women.
That's impressive. And see, that's what I'm saying, baby girl coded, because a lot of straight guys just wouldn't even know. They say one tampon a day or something. You're very in tune. So
how accurate was I with my number?
Actually, very accurate. I mean, really, it's just how often they pee.
I think that my old thought was maybe 4 or something. But then I was like, I've been thinking, I've been upping my number as of late.
Just by observation, you see a woman changing?
No, just by what I every time I see a TikTok interview where they ask that same fucking question. Because I feel like there's so many TikTok interviews where there's a woman out in the streets of some college town and they're like, how many tampons do you think a woman
well, that's why I was surprised you brought it up.
And then there's some dude who's like, maybe once a week.
Yeah. No, they always are like that.
And then the comments are like, once a week, I would die.
Yeah, I guess if you had it for...
noted. Noted to my manila folder I keep in my apartment of women info.
That's amazing, because I saw you asking that, and I was like, I wonder if they know, because I see this topic so much, and I'm like, God, do people really not know?
Yeah.
But I guess how would you know? I mean, honestly, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Periods suck. That's the worst.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with a period. That's it's just not equal. Let's be honest here.
Thank you.
Sometimes guys will say we're like, oh well, we could get hit in the balls, and it's like, yeah, well, okay. Well, how often are you getting hit in the balls, buddy? You getting hit in the balls every month?
Someone used that as an argument. That's weird. That's not even close.
Yeah. So I mean,
and it's not by choice. What's a male equivalent to a period?
Male equivalent to a period. Is I mean, in terms of medical stuff, I suppose we have to get the colonoscopy at some point.
What's that?
They shove the little... Is it a camera?
We have to get a camera up our ass to take a look at... Yeah, because they say to do that probably maybe age 35 and onwards or something like that.
Have you had one? No, I've never heard of anyone having colonoscopies.
You should get a colonoscopy. It's a
50 maybe.
Oh my God.
I would suggest doing it early. It's because basically you're looking for it's checking for colon cancer, which is it's a pretty preventable type of cancer, but it's only if you get yourself checked for it. And so they put a camera up your ass.
What?
'Cause you don't have a colon.
Or prostate, right?
Prostate.
Yeah, I have neither of those.
Not colon cancer. Prostate cancer is what I'm talking about. I don't know why I just was saying colon for about 5 minutes.
I believed you. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, colonoscopy makes sense like a
Replace
colon.
everything I just said in editing with prostate, and then...
Can't they just check with, like, a finger?
I think that they do sometimes.
Yeah, and then to get more thorough.
Like go up further.
You would love to give those.
Not me. Sacha Baron Cohen would love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. I do like a little bit, but
Maybe
not crazy.
I'm wondering what it is then. So maybe it's the tube goes in through your mouth then? Is that how it works? No, it's up the butt?
It definitely is up the butt, yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
What's the colon?
I don't know.
You're our source for science info, so
Yeah,
if
now
you don't know,
I'm
You
we're
don't know
screwed.
colon? You must know. I don't know, but you know everything about everything.
Yeah, now I'm feeling bad. I feel like I should have this information, but now I'm
Colon.
like confused.
I think you get colon cancer too. I think there's both.
No,
I
it's
think.
definitely, it rolled off the tongue right, so I was like, that's definitely a cancer.
Oh man. Well, I guess it's not too bad. Like you said, you only have to get that like once you're like 35 or something like that. So.
Yeah, because it's like what you're checking for is like nodes or whatever, like little indicators of, because it's pretty easy to remove if you spot it early. So it's like, I don't know. I'll be doing it.
Wow, what an advocate! I love that.
That's your platform.
It is.
If Trisha Paytas is any like 35 and older male watchers, get yourself checked for prostate cancer. And also colon cancer, I guess.
While you're at it, yeah.
And they might find hemorrhoids up there because I had that happen once, and they find hemorrhoids. They're just stuck up there, and you can't do anything about them. Really, it just bleeds when you.
I
poop.
could also have this backwards. We could be thinking about colon cancer right now, and then like we're
I
just
don't
fucking it
know.
up. Because at the doctors, sometimes the doctor there will stick his he'll finger your booty hole.
Have you had that happen?
I don't think I have. No,
Okay.
I feel like I would
Too
remember
young.
something like that,
Or maybe
No, I
not. But for guys, it feels good.
don't. Maybe
That's
I
why.
blacked out. And I was like, "What's happening?"
But because of the prostate, that's why it feels good for
Just
guys
wake
to
up
have
on
it.
the doc's like, "What did you do to me?"
But I feel like it feels good because you have a prostate. That's why it's called the P spot. So when they it hits something back there, it feels better for guys. It's like a G spot, but in the back.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know, but from
Well, he hasn't
personal
tried.
experience,
This is what
you
I'm
gotta give it a
saying.
whirl.
I'm not saying everyone has to try, but I do know so many people who like try and they're like,
It's why pegging exists, right?
that's true.
Oh,
You never had that?
yeah.
Would that happen? Like,
No, I've never been pegged before. No.
Really?
No, I have not.
I'm surprised. I feel like guys do like that. They want to try it at least once, with a girl,
I
with
suppose
anything.
like the fact that there is something that to be experienced down there is interesting, but then also it's one of those things where it's like that's where I poo from.
Well, you clean it out. There's so many ways to clean it.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just I don't know. It's just it seems
Keep it dirty.
It just seems a little. It just seems it's the same thing with the notion of eating ass. Like I'm like I don't want someone's.
You don't want it to happen to you, or you don't want to do it to someone.
Well, I definitely don't want to do it to someone, and I would feel I would feel bad, you know? I would feel bad. I'm like, I don't want anyone near my butthole. Like that's.
It's better. As a woman, it's better to eat the front than or eat the back than the front. Like it's better because then your jaw doesn't hurt. It's just like it's like tongue.
There's the front. What do you mean the front, like the penis?
Yeah, I think I'd rather in the back.
You'd rather eat ass than
I
give
think
a
a lot of girls
blowjob?
would. You'd be surprised.
Really?
The other one that's too hard. I get so tired and my mouth. I get sore throats every time. I get a sore throat. I'm like, I can't do this. It's too much. Like so. Anyways, just a little tip. Girls probably would like it. Again, don't knock it until you try it. Like it actually kind of probably feels good. But
I feel like people should be allowed to knock it before they try it. I feel like there should be at least one allowed knocking.
just one then. You can pick one: pegging or eating, whatever one you want to knock.
But not both.
No, not both. Okay, yeah, no, that's something. When every man turns 18, they have to sign a form. It's like the same thing when you sign up for the selective service. You also got to sign your pegging or eating ass form.
Well, you're young. It'll change. Like, you get older and then you get bored.
I don't think I'm going to be eating ass when I'm 50.
Not you. Someone else will. Your wife of 20 years will be like...
I'm going to eat ass on my birthday when I go to the final solar eclipse when I'm 77.
Wow.
What a way to
goals.
celebrate.
I'm
Yeah.
going to get pegged under the solar eclipse when I turn
That's
77.
cute. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you might as well do it then, on your way out.
Yeah, that's the time to do it.
I'm not going to die when I'm 77.
Oh, okay. I thought that's when you thought you
When
were
do you guys
ending.
want to live until? Actually, that's a good question.
Mine's 77, actually, because he'll be 88. That's my lucky number. He was born 77. I was born 88. So when he's 88, I'll be 77. And I think that's when we should both go out together.
So you're into the angel numbers?
I am. I was born May 8th, 1988, so I have 3 8s in my birthday.
When did
so.
you find out about angel numbers, though?
I don't know, like a TikTok or Instagram, How about you? Do you believe in them? I don't know. I think they're so
I found
real.
out through a similar way, too.
Yeah?
But, like, do you ever think about like what if you missed a bunch of angel numbers your whole before you found out about angel numbers?
Oh, right, but I don't think they were meant.
What if there were really important angel numbers that happened
They
earlier
weren't
in
meant
your
for
life?
you. Like I think you only see them when they're meant for you. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And I was born on an angel number. I was 888, so I was like, "There's no way I missed it. Like I was here, for it."
I think that my mom has been into angel numbers for a while.
What's hers? Just
I don't know
them?
what they are. I think that she just talks about how she sees sevens everywhere. She like before I ever heard about angel numbers, she would talk about how she would see sevens in places, and then she would apply significance to that. But I would say that my mom has a little bit of a little bit of a spirituality aspect to her.
She Wiccan?
No. It's more like I think that she has a. Well, it's more like she has a. I think she sort of has a spiritual relationship with her. Well, her mother, my grandmother, and that's where a lot of it comes from because she was the youngest of 6. And so, I don't know, she used to always be the baby and stuff like that when she was growing up. And there's actually, I forget if I ever talked about this on another podcast, but there was a very, interesting story where she was like, I forget if it was when she was giving birth to me or when she was giving birth to my sister. But, you know what? It must have been when she was giving birth to me, based on the story. I was just remembering the story. And she was in the operating room, the birthing room, or I don't know what the fuck what's it called? You actually should know this.
I don't know either. A birthing room. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hospital.
And she was
delivery room.
Like I think she was talking to my dad, and she was like, "I don't know if I can do this again." She was like, getting really stressed out because she's about to give birth, and maybe like less than a year before my grandmother had passed away. And so she was still kind of like dealing with the grief behind that. But a nurse came into the room and said to my mom and my dad, I guess who were in there, whoever was in there, and they were like, can we have her for just a second or whatever? Or her mom is on the phone right now. And
the mom's dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then my mom responded to that and she was like, well, that must be a long distance phone call.
Oh my God.
And, it was one of those things where I think it turned out to be like they had the wrong room or something like that. But for my mom, it was like that was her mom's way of saying that she was still there for her. Because, her whole stress about it was like the last time that she had given birth to someone, like her mom was there to support her through it. So she wasn't sure if she could, do it because she,
She didn't have her mom with her.
Yeah, but then that was that felt like her way of her mom reaching down from, heaven or whatever and saying that she's there. Which I think honestly, I think it's a cool story.
Oh, for sure. I believe in those signs.
Yeah. So I think that for a lot of people, it's it could be really helpful and it can
comforting.
Comforting and stuff like that, which is like kind of what either spirituality or religion is kind of meant to do in the first place, as opposed to like I don't know, starting wars and shit.
Right? Like
you ever heard of the Children's Crusade?
No. Dune. I know that's Dune.
Dune?
Dune? The Dune is not the Children's Crusade.
I swear.
I haven't heard of any of these.
No. In like medieval times, have you heard of the Children's Crusade?
No.
In medieval times, the Christian church, I forget if it was the Catholic Church or like the Orthodox or whatever, but the church, they were doing a bunch of crusades for a while. They were sending people to go retake Jerusalem or whatnot. And they did one where they sent a bunch of kids.
And then what happened?
Oh, yeah. What happened?
They all fucking like died and shit, dude.
Wait, a crusade is what? Like a war?
Like it's a holy war is what.
And they all got killed by who?
Oh, I mean, they were fucking like, I don't know, like.
Wait, why were you talking about Children's Crusade from the birth, your mom's birth?
Well, because I was talking about spirituality, and then I was like, it's helpful to people as opposed to, as opposed to maybe not so good when it's starting wars and stuff like that, but.
Yeah. Let people have their religion. When atheists get so mad about it, I get it. But it's also like, just let them have it. If they're delusional, whatever. It's better, like you said, than like unaliving people, like stabbing people in Australia or something like that,
Yeah. I would consider myself to be agnostic, which is like.
What's that?
That's like. Whatever happens, happens, man.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like, leave me out of this,
Interesting,
I'm just not involved,
Do you like meditate or manifest or anything? Or no?
I can't say I'm doing too many manifesting thing.
You don't?
Wow.
You don't visualize like where you want to be. You kind of are with the solar eclipse. Like I'm 77, I'll be here watching it in Argentina.
I feel like that's just like a goal, though.
That's visualizing, though. You're like seeing yourself. Well, right.
But isn't that just like a plan?
Well, some people don't have plans.
So,
you don't
like,
manifest like.
Are you sure that your thoughts on what manifestation isn't just a different?
I don't know.
Are
Honestly,
you sure it's just not a synonym for the word plan?
That could very well be. I've never planned before, but now that I manifest
This morning
my life
I manifested I would have breakfast, and I did.
But that is manifesting.
I don't think that
We
it
manifested
is.
you here.
Yeah, T, we did manifest
We
you.
talked and talked
But
and talked.
you directly DM'd me. And you've been talking about me on your podcast.
And it
How
manifested.
manifested.
We
You-
talk about a lot of people.
You made.
We do,
I
yeah.
know, but you made an active. So what is manifesting then?
Just-
Maybe I don't have a proper understanding of what manifesting is then, so I think I need you to explain
saying
it.
even the most unbelievable things, and then they like happen. You know
I
what
don't
I mean?
think that you having a fellow content creator on your podcast was like an unbelievable.
I think it
I think
is.
so.
Especially
Really?
your type.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
mean, I haven't really been on that many podcasts, I suppose, other than my own.
You're on so many podcasts. I was seeing so many clips of you, unless it was like other podcasts with
I
other
guess
people.
over the years I've been on plenty, but I like in terms of like reaching out into other, because I suppose you guys would be in a separate sec, because you know everything's like kind of split up into sections. Like you guys
Yeah.
are in a different, like you guys are in like the
What are we in?
Girly, gay, gossip,
yeah
fun,
gossip,
bubblegum.
but like I don't know. I feel like you guys are in the section of that world that is like surrounded around like a lot of. To be perfectly frank, a lot of drama and vlogging is what
Wait, vlogging?
well, I mean,
We're not vloggers over here. Definitely drama.
like drama vlogging, LA sphere stuff. You know,
Okay.
that's at least where I associate it with in my
Really?
mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, we're tuned in. We get the it girls on this podcast and stuff. So I
would
guess
say with like fun, girly, like bubblegum, like the nail
Bubblegum.
polish, like
Bubblegum
emoji. Yeah.
come pop.
Bubblegum pop.
Tea, pop culture, gay, fun.
Kim Petras.
Color. Yes.
Ooh, love
Yeah.
that. Love that reference.
Like
Yeah.
Troye Sivan, Twinks. Like that's kind of our vibe.
Twinks, bears,
Twonks.
Otters.
Otters.
wolves.
Is that one?
No, sure, yeah.
I've been told that was one. I thought I was busting out like some deep cut LGBT
I mean, maybe you're
information.
more in the gay culture than I am.
I was
I've
told
heard
at one
wolf.
point by
Pup? I know it's
by
pup.
an established
Homosexual?
by an established homosexual. You know, it's one of those things. It feels like gay is more the norm now, and it feels weird to say homosexual now. It almost feels like an insult.
Right. I don't know anyone who
Do you know
calls
what
them
I mean?
homosexuals.
Like it's almost the same as like it feels almost the same as calling like a black person African American almost.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's
Or the
almost
same
too
vibe, at
PC,
least.
That is
Yeah, where it's like
problematic.
when it's so specific that it's like, are you racist slash homophobic? Like, why are you saying that?
Right. Gay's cute. Homosexual sounds aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I originally
Established homosexual was saying that you're
saying?
a
Yeah,
wolf.
that a wolf is a thing.
Is he?
Give me all the what are all the names?
I
my
love when you
God.
run it down.
Okay.
So we got bear, twink,
Cub, otter.
cub.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby
Did you
bear.
say otter?
Otter, yeah.
He's an otter.
Yeah. And then
So
there's
this is all new
pups.
info to me. Otter, really?
Yeah.
So do you build like dams in the bedroom?
That's a beaver.
Wow, you
fair.
got him. You got him on a science
That's
one.
Locked.
fair. Okay, fine. Follow up then. Do you sleep in water? And follow up question to that: do you hold hands while you sleep in the water?
Ooh.
Ooh. That is a good
Because that's what
question.
otters do. You know about that, right?
No idea, but
Otters hold their hands.
Really?
Hold
Yeah.
hands with each other when they sleep, so
Okay,
they don't
that's-
float away from each other.
wait, what? That's so
I
cute.
wonder
I
if
love
otters
that.
are gay, like in the wild.
For sure.
Right?
And
Yeah.
codependent, apparently.
You know, would you say that they have gay energy? I can't.
I think so.
I can't speak as a spokesperson.
And they give
to say
like
that,
little clams, I think, when they're in love. I think.
my
or like
They give
little
each other
oysters.
clams.
I swear, yeah.
Ooh.
So it's kind of sweet.
I wish that there
it.
was a beaver type, because then that joke would have landed.
Well, isn't beaver like vagina?
Wait, what?
So, yeah,
That's
like,
a beaver?
And my beaver.
I
That's
don't
a
think
Grease.
that's a
I
thing.
swear.
Beaver?
Wait,
What?
really? I've
Yeah.
never heard it called a beaver. That's
You've heard beaver?
wow. Okay, well,
Yeah,
both of them are
like-
saying it.
Okay, so but we haven't finished our list yet. So we've got bear, twink, cub, otter.
And then there's like silver fox. I guess maybe
Silver
wolf
fox.
is
Okay,
like
I know
a
that one, I
step
think.
above. Maybe a wolf is a step above. Like, what was the context when they told you the established?
I think it was the same
yeah.
type of conversation where I was asking for that. I was asking for the list of like fighting styles.
And they're like, you're a wolf. They just made it up.
Yeah, and I heard wolf, and I was like, what does that mean? And I think there was maybe some aspect of like
a predatory.
Yeah, but not in like the weird way. Yeah, there's like an energy, but not like in a bad way.
Like
you know
a
what
dominating kind of energy.
I guess. Yeah, like where it's like, I'm gonna get you, like, you know.
I think you're like an owl.
You think that if I was gay, I would be an owl gay?
Yeah. Right?
I guess.
Is it because of the glasses and the fact that I've given a lot of new information on this
Maybe.
podcast?
Very wise.
You
and
know?
my baby girl, she's into owls. She'll go hoo 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 all the time.
Owls are cool.
We have a lot of them here.
Really?
You'd be an owl.
Have you seen any of them?
Yeah, we have video of it up on our roof. They're like right there from our
seeing
bathroom.
an owl is awesome.
They're
I feel like if I
huge.
ever like, because they don't make noise because they're like stealthy motherfuckers, unless other than the times that they're
Hooing.
literally giving away their position like
Yeah.
an idiot.
That's you.
Did you guys
You're
ever
up to
do a
something.
thing when you were growing up where you had to dissect owl pellets?
Wait, what's a
What's a pellet?
yeah.
Well, now I feel crazy
Sounds
for
like
bringing it up.
poop or something.
No, it is.
What?
No, it's
Ew.
like, okay, owls, they hunt various little tiny scurrying creatures along the floor of the forest, such as shrews, mice, smaller birds occasionally, and they eat those motherfuckers whole. They swallow those motherfuckers, and it's terrifying. But there are a lot of bones when it comes to like a mouse. These are all vertebrates, you know. They've got bones. They don't have this kind of the digestive tract where they can poop that shit out. So they gotta, like, kind of similar to a cat, they have to hack it up. So they'll have like these things called owl pellets. So when I was in maybe elementary school, it might have been just like I went to a weird elementary school, but we would do this thing where they would bring us owl pellets and we'd wear gloves or whatever, and we would take them apart and kind of pull the bones out of these animals and kind of try to figure out what they would, like, you know, sometimes someone would find like a head of a mouse or something like that, like a skull of a mouse or like little stuff, and kind of like, I don't know.
They gave you real ones? Because usually,
Honestly,
like...
I feel like that was better than like the shit like having to dissect a frog. You know, do you ever have to do that?
I had to do a frog.
That smelled so bad.
But they like They made them nice for you. It wasn't like a real dead frog. They put like yellow stuff in there and stuff. Like they would clean them up for you.
Yeah, but I think my biggest issue was the smell, because it's like
So awful.
they were like prevented from decomposing with some sort of fluid or some
did
sort of
smell so
chemical,
bad.
and it was like that was like the worst smell ever. I like still I feel like I can imagine it, and it's been like fucking probably 8 years
I
since
wonder why they do that. I wonder if they still do it. Were you a
because
new...
it's probably one company that does it and like ships it out to a bunch of schools where it's like, here's your fucking frog.
But what's the point? Like, whoever needs that in life?
I mean, what's the point of any education, really? I mean,
I guess so you don't get scammed. Like, I wish I knew math. I never
yeah,
did
if someone
math.
was trying to sell me a dead frog, I'm going to want to be able to be prepared to
Look at it.
dissect that thing and make sure that all its parts are there if I'm going to be able to use it for my purposes.
I guess, yeah, if you're like trying to eat a frog. Were you in Newton, Massachusetts? Is that where you grew up?
No, I was in Middlesex County, which is I guess I'm doing a video. I'm from Acton, Massachusetts,
Oh, okay.
which is the same town that Steve Carell grew up in.
Oh, that's the vibe you give me. You give him my...
Yeah.
You have a lot of vibes. You're like Steve Carell. You're like Garrett Watts.
I tell a lot of people tell me that I give dad vibes.
You definitely dad vibes for sure.
Yeah, which is like kind of that's always a weird one, because it's almost like, I get it that people are into dad bods and stuff these days, and they like the dad energy, and they like someone who can hold down a home. But
and it's a conversation.
There's an aspect of it that almost feels a little backhanded, because it's like, oh, so you think I'm actively 26 and you think that I'm like 45? You know,
Definitely.
nothing against people who are of
Literally
middle
45
age.
right here.
That's sort of why I was adding that explanation there. Nothing against that. You're beautiful and you're natural, and you know, but you know, when you're 26, you want to be being told that you got to be off energy of being.
Do give off 45 energy when I find out how young you are. But you look
That's
young.
so crazy that you're saying that, because I almost just explicitly said that that I didn't want that to be said.
Because it means you're so smart. Like, you actually, because the dad energy is because you're so smart. You know what I mean? Like, I've never met anyone that knows all this information.
Oh, but there's plenty of dumb dads out there. Isn't that like part of the charm?
Yeah, but that's not dad energy. That's like baby daddy energy. You know what I mean? We want like dad, you're around, you're with
Baby
the kids.
daddy is
yeah.
like a guy that doesn't
Dips.
isn't. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
He
Yeah.
dips.
Tea.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that word so much, and I had a notion of what it meant. I never got confirmation though. You know how that sometimes happens where it's like you kind of know what a word is,
like
but
gooning.
Gooning, otter, all this stuff like that. I just feel like, the baby, because like some people are married and they have a baby daddy, you know what I mean? They call him like a sperm donor because he's not like active in the kid's life, you know, even if they're like married or whatever.
That's a brutal way to call him a sperm donor.
I see that all the time now on TikTok.
Did you know that there was a guy that got arrested in like Sweden or something because he was sperm donating too much?
We talked about this, didn't we?
Was it
Moses was telling us.
He had because the reason why that they don't let you they give a limit to how much you can sperm donate is because you don't want, like, they don't really tell you who the father is and stuff. So if you're donating too much sperm, you quite literally are bringing up the potential of becoming the next Genghis Khan, in the sense that, like, there are people who are going to be potentially related to each other.
Yes, we did talk about this.
Maybe they don't know it, that are going to be having sex, and you know,
and it's all in
a
the
lot
same
of people
town.
call that incest. So.
Yeah, incest is not it. It is not it. People
incest
do not
is
like
canceled,
it. Yeah, it has been canceled.
as they say.
We just talked about this too.
It was a hot topic. I don't know why.
Because I saw that clip on Game of Thrones and I was like, oh my god, they were like brother and sister having sex. Like, I didn't know when I watched Game of Thrones. I didn't know they were brother and sister. I was like, damn, why did they need to make that show?
Well, they were getting up. I mean, they were doing that a lot in the medieval times. Not saying that Game of Thrones is like historically accurate, but
it must be a little bit, right? Why would they just make that up?
Oh, especially those Frost guys. Those
who?
She didn't get that far.
Oh yeah,
didn't they show up in the first episode?
The Frost guys?
I've only watched one episode of Game of Thrones, and I remember seeing them.
I think the frozen people were at the end. The blue people that were like...
Yeah, the blue people.
They come at the end, I think. I watched the first season for Jason Momoa, and that's all I watched. And there was definitely no frozen people.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I get that.
He's dad energy for sure. He seems smart. Yeah. He can kill some animals and feed
But he is also a dad, so I guess that...
Oh, right. Oh, I see what you're saying. You don't like it because you just feel like too young to be dad energy.
Yeah. I think I go through phases, you know, because I think I've accepted to a certain point that I will always give this energy that I do. Like, I'm not going to be, like, cool. Like, I'm not going to be like, let me think of an example.
I think you're cool. I think you're cool.
No, but you got to understand. Like,
you're not David Dobrik. But you're so in your own lane. When I did the deep dive on you, I was like, oh my God, this person's so like different than anybody, which is like good. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need like more David Dobriks. You know what I mean? They're all like, whatever. They're out there. No offense. I mean, I'm not like whatever shading, but you know what I mean? It's just such a different energy.
Yeah.
You know, he would never know about like the foam brightnesses or anything like that, or care about otters. Yeah. But we never labeled him.
Wait. Yeah. Actually, I didn't get clarification on what is that. If you're comfortable
like,
sharing, what does it mean to be an otter?
I would say like otter is kind of like, because twink is like skinny smooth. And then otter is like a little bit beefier and like a little hairier, and then cub is even beefier, and then bear is like old and beefy. If that makes sense.
So bear is like has to be like older.
Yeah. I think once like late 30s, 40s, then you get to bear territory.
Like Bert Kreischer would be a bear.
I don't know that, but
okay.
So if I twas to be a homosexual, what would you identify me as?
I think you would almost be otter by like default, because
is that like kind of the default gay?
Well, I think a lot of them are twinks, twunk, and then
twunk.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now this is new. You didn't bring that up.
Oh yeah.
But that's got to be. I guess that's a subcategory.
A twunk is like a next step of evolution almost. Like a twink, it's like a little bit older of a twink, a little in between hunk and twink is a twunk.
So the twink is
it's
there.
Like Charmander.
Then it goes through the infamous twink death. And then
oh my, you're so with it.
Yeah, he's smart. He catches it quick.
Yeah, and then becomes a twunk. So is a twunk just so it's just a chunkier twink?
I'm more like built.
Older.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
so what would if you got someone who used to be a twink, they went through twink death, but they became a bodybuilder, like they're straight up doing shows and stuff. Is that still a twunk, or is that like now you're have they jumped over categories?
You jump, yeah. Then you kind of like in hunk muscle.
Is there any sort of like larger sort of organization or board that keeps track of this? Like, do you get a license?
Maybe there's like a grinder board.
Did you have to like apply for this, or like
to be gay or what?
No. Like when, like I don't know. It's just kind of like
classified.
It's just kind of like one of those things where it's like Hunger Games or something. Like it's like you kind of are assigned your
like district or
your
something.
District. Like
definitely Hunger Games vibes.
It is, yeah. Like
I feel like
he's Hunger Games coded.
Totally, yeah.
He loves Hunger Games.
But I think once you're like in the apps, like once you're in Grindr and stuff, or like Scruff, then you kind of get like
Scruff.
Yeah, so
Scruff is fun.
That's a great name for this is a gay dating app.
Yeah,
that's a great name.
It was like the alternative to to Grindr for like the otters cubs, but then a lot of twinks went over because then it became cool to like the dad bod type.
So
then
it's
a lot of them moved. They migrated.
Grindr is Tinder, Scruff is Hinge.
I guess maybe. But now there's like a lot of crossover. There's like a lot of skinny people on Scruff now. It became a problem for me when I was when I was like on the
They're
apps.
infiltrated.
Yeah, because then it became like the skinny guys were getting all the bigger, more built guys, and it's like, okay, well, the skinny people, you get the skinny people, stick together, you know, like don't come over here, because then you're making it harder for me. You know? So.
They should have that for straight people. The people who like prefer bigger versus skinny, because straight people, there's preferences. People like skinny, some people like big. You know what I mean?
Here's a question I have about.
I love how inquisitive you are about.
I know.
gay culture.
Well, no, because
this is how smart.
I do have questions that I and I need an answer. Because I think I've heard this before, but I wanted to hear your opinion on it about the experience of being gay. Because it's like, obviously, it's like dudes. And I feel like dudes in general have like a different like perspective than women, as opposed to like a woman-on-woman relationship or like a heterosexual relationship. On Grindr and dating apps and stuff, is it really, really hook-uppy?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's two men.
Yeah. It's like all hookups.
That's what because that's what I've heard. So like, is there like an app that's, because I guess that's why I was asking about like, is like Grindr, Tinder, and then like Scruff is Hinge. Like, is there like some sort of like gay dating app that's like meant for like the design to be deleted kind of thing?
Kind of just Hinge, honhonestly, or like even Tinder.
That works too. Yeah, no, you guys are allowed to be on Hinge at the end of the day.
Like, we're on there too. Because those gay ones you talked about, even like Sniffy, are like strictly hookup.
Sniffy's the whole.
Dude, these are crazy names.
The profile
Sniffy?
picture.
Is that just for what?
It just shows like your member as the profile picture. Like it just
Preferred
shows
send?
straight up.
It's your schlong or your hole is your photo. Yeah, it's
that
straight.
one's wild.
It's like we're just getting down to it.
Like they could literally be down the street. So like it shows how close you are.
It's just all dick pics?
Yeah.
And holes.
And it shows how close you guys are. So if you want to go get it in now, there could be someone down the street and their alert is on, and you just go down the street and get it in.
And then it shows like if there's like public areas that you could get
public
it on with,
areas.
Yeah, that are like, you know, on the low that you can get it on.
Like an alley?
An alley,
a steam room,
a bathroom,
a steam room seems a
park.
Not an alley. I guess some people do the alley.
I was trying to understand it.
No, alleys are definitely on there. Like parking garages.
What?
Yeah.
I know the best alley for this.
It's kind of hot. I would never do it, but that's kind of hot, I guess.
That's a thing. I think that there's an aspect that some people like about like public, like doing stuff in public.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit, I mean, there's, you know, I hope that people aren't going around doing that in like full on public spaces, like people having sex in general.
I think they do.
That?
Oh, I think like Disneyland people have been kicked out
what?
and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes. People like they stop the rides. Like Haunted Mansion, when they stop the ride, it's usually like a handy or something, but someone's usually doing something.
Oh, well, that's not that bad.
It's so gross. With the kid. Or Small World, right?
The only thing around you is ghosts. The ghosts don't mind. They're dead. They're canceled.
They're canceled. They don't care. But Small World, there was a guy that like was naked, like butt naked in Small World.
I mean, who
like,
hasn't thought about giving a handy on the Haunted
Oh
Mansion?
my, that's true. Right? It's dark, I guess.
I thought we were talking about like, you know, like
full on,
full frontal or bruntal. You know,
I mean, maybe they probably wouldn't talk about it if it happened because Disney keeps things hush hush. But I'm sure it's happened.
They do.
People go there all the time on like Molly and they're rolling. Like I'm sure like that's happened for sure.
Oh, one of my favorite things of all time is to go to a amusement park and get like just the proper amount of tipsy.
Oh yeah, like
you guys thought I was going somewhere worse.
I thought you were doing like
poppers or something.
Yeah. Oh, poppers. Have you done poppers?
I have tried them. Yeah.
Wait, what? That's so gay coded because that's only like West Hollywood.
I was like in the acapella community in college.
Wait,
of course I've tried poppers.
And everyone was doing poppers in the acapella.
No, I was just shown them at a party by a friend of mine.
It's supposed to relax your butthole.
That's what I've heard as well. Yes.
And that's why you did them, or what?
No, I was at a party. I wasn't.
But why did you do
that
it?
kind of party.
Because it's only for a minute or two.
Well, yeah, because it was just like, you want to try this? This is like, it just makes you feel like tingly or whatnot, and you know.
Oh, well, I've never heard anyone use them.
I remember it being very interesting. It was like, it's one of those things though where I feel like if you did that all the time, it would like, I would worry about like, does it damage your like internals of your nostrils or like what does it do to your brain and stuff too?
Is it?
I think because the blood, like it stops. Was it slow
I
down
looked
the
it
flow
up
of blood or something?
like the way it works is it's like it makes the blood vessels in your like constrict, right?
Yeah, so it just slows everything down, I think. I really
Have you ever tried poppers?
No,
before?
I definitely have, but I think it's just like a minute.
They're also like I feel like nowadays too, it's a general party drug. I feel like I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, no, I've
wouldn't
heard
know.
of people who like I heard of someone who had tried it like at a bar. Someone was just walking around with poppers at a bar. Yeah, no, it's left the gay sphere.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've always seen it in West Hollywood.
Maybe because Troye Sivan, because his song is about poppers. The
So everyone's
rush.
trying
What song?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What song?
I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Because Rush is a brand of poppers, that yellow bottle. So I think everyone, like Troye Sivan, made poppers like cool, maybe.
Maybe
For, like,
went to mainstream with them.
yeah.
Oh,
That-
okay.
Maybe.
The acapella kids know what's up. They're like, here's some poppers.
Well, the person who showed it was also gay. Which
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, there you go. That's what it is. It
Well, the
starts
implication was that there's probably that there are a lot of like in the same way that musical theater, there are a lot of gay people that are involved in
acapella.
Yeah.
Pitch
Yeah.
Perfect makes it seem like they're all straight. There was no gays in acapella, really. And I was just like, why did they make them all straight in that movie?
there are gays in acapella.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, but it's just like.
In
I
Glee,
love it.
there was like only 2 gays,
Which is crazy, because I'm like, Glee Clubs
I
are
think
mostly
that
gay.
Glee was like one of those things where it was in the midst. Like Glee was happening before like even the Supreme Court like thing too. Like we were in like the early 2000s.
yeah.
Like I think it was still in the moment of like
legalization of
the
things.
legalization of
what?
poppers.
like gay marriage.
Oh, poppers.
Poppers,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what
no,
are we?
it was a landmark thing. It was like poppers are allowed now.
Were you into Glee? Like, did you ever think of yourself as being on it?
No, I wasn't into Glee, and I've seen clips recently, and I'm like, man, I don't think I could be in.
Probably.
Oh
Problematic.
no! If they rebooted Glee, you would fit as like the
Finn.
Finn. Yeah,
I feel like
'cause
they
he's
need
tall.
if they were gonna if I could get into it maybe if they rebooted it because I've seen clips of it and I'm like this shit
Didn't
looks,
age well,
This
yeah.
shit looks so fucking lame.
It
dude.
was so
This
good.
shit looks so fucking lame.
Oh man, see, you're like, it's so weird because you are like a theater creative type, but you don't like the Glees and stuff of it all. Like that's what's cool. That's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
just are too cool for it, and it's like, oh, that gives you like athlete vibes. That gives you jock vibes. That gives you like masculine energy
Interesting.
vibes.
I did do some sports and stuff.
Oh, you
Oh.
did?
in high school. Yeah, I did. Well, I wasn't on like the straight up like school teams, but I did like intramural basketball and stuff. And I used to do like travel basketball in like middle school and stuff.
Oh, that's very Finn coded.
I did a little bit of football when I was like much younger. I did like Pop Warner football, which is like kids football or whatnot, but I didn't like it. Which was a bummer because my dad is like he likes football. He's one of his side things that he does besides his normal job is he works as a football ref.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Did you get into watching it with him?
More so into baseball. My dad because we both would go to Red Sox games when I was growing up.
Oh, okay. So you're still into sports.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So I don't get sports either.
Well,
but
okay,
sports and
actually,
science.
I'm into going to the games. Like I'll go to because my dad's just like he's a season ticket holder for the Red Sox, so like I would go to like. Well, it's actually not as intense as you sound because
That's like you
sounds
go every
like- yeah.
game.
well, no, because what he'll do is like it's however much money a couple like maybe $3,000 or something per year. But what he would do is you get all the tickets in bulk, all the physical tickets, and then he is like the guy in the town, and he goes around and it's like, okay, you want this game on this date? Okay, here's he'll sell the tickets. So like he gets to have these established seats, but then like he only really pays for the ones that he wants to go to because he's selling the rest of them.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah.
He's like you. He's like a smart
Yeah,
businessman.
and then there's cool things that you get as a season ticket holder when you're
Like what?
like
Popcorn or something.
Ooh, and the hat.
it's more like they do like little events for season ticket holders like before or after the season. Like there was this one time that we got to my dad took me to somewhere we got to go like walk on the field or something like that at like the end of the season or something like that. And then also they'll do like auctions off of like parts of the stadium like of the park. So like when they were replacing the bleacher seats for Fenway Park, they were selling the bleacher seats. So in my hometown at my parents' house, there's 3 bleacher seats from Fenway Park.
Oh, that's cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
He hasn't put them anywhere really. They're kind of just like sitting on the patio. But I at some point if I like get a house or something like that, I would really want to like get them off so I could like have a piece of like of that out here.
That'd be so cool.
Wild.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
It's also very Legally Blonde coded. They got the home base from Fenway Park and got married, her and Emmett. Do you remember that at the end of Legally Blonde 2? She shipped
I haven't seen the sequels, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. They got it from Fenway Park. I don't know why. That was so weird. She's like, he loves it. And so they got the home base, got married.
Right, well, yeah, she was going to Harvard. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's very Boston code. It's very you code. Is your dad like what's he do? He sounds very bougie.
What's he do?
He has season tickets and.
Well, he's honestly, my parents didn't do like anything like super crazy. He's like a project manager for like a software company.
Oh, so you're not like a nepo baby or anything.
No,
it sounds like it would be, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, I don't think I was.
you.
I mean, yeah, they're not YouTubers. They're not in film or anything like that.
Which is crazy because you do film, you do YouTube, but you're not really.
That would have been awesome if they were. It would have been a little bit easier to kind of figure my shit out.
But you don't. That's why I'm just confused and not trying to get too personal. But it's like you make money, but you only post like. What was it, 9 videos a year or something like that?
But last year I only posted 5 videos,
like,
which was really bad.
How are you making money? The podcast.
Well,
I guess.
the podcast is on a recurring basis.
Is that weekly?
I mean, to be honest, Trish, let's be honest.
Just whenever you feel like it.
You're probably making loads more than I am at this point. But
no, you're bougie. You're bougie for sure. I've looked it up.
I'm making enough. I think I'm making a good amount of money. I feel like, but
you stream too, right?
Not really that much. I've been streaming a lot recently, but usually I don't stream. Like,
so
it's mostly just the YouTube videos and the podcast. And
wow.
I'm trying to figure out
where else the money's coming.
I mean,
but you do sponsors sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, well I do sponsors. So it's like sponsors pay well, and then there's also like the ad revenue on like a video like a Margaritaville or the Barbie video that I did is because they're so long, and the way that like the YouTube like ad revenue stuff works, it's like it's gonna pay a higher like rate. So it's like it ends up being kind of worth it if you want to go that route of like doing these really in-depth videos that are long, because they do end up kind of paying better, and they also do very good in terms of views. But they're kind of risky because then it's like you have to be really sure of the idea that you're going to do.
What do you mean? Like that people are going to like it?
That it's going to do well and like in general in the algorithm and stuff.
The Barbie one is like crazy. Well, I guess because Barbie was such a trend.
I had a feeling Barbie was going to do well.
But you watched all the old Barbie movies too. It wasn't even like the new. It was like you're like going into like the Swan Princess and stuff, like all the crazy ones.
I started from the beginning and all the way into the.
Did you actually do it?
Yes.
You sat through and watched the full length of all of them.
Yeah, no, well, that's why I had like I had footage for in between each one of me visibly like clicking and watching and like purchasing each one. Like and
you did it by yourself?
I took a time lapse on GoPro behind me too of like watching everyone, but it's like the footage was like glitchy and like laggy for some reason, so I didn't use it that much in the video.
Oh my god!
But I did, in case people would
question it.
Yeah, question it. I did take. I've got them. I still got that footage.
How long did it take you?
It took me 6 days to watch them all, but it would have taken 5 normally, but I fell asleep on the second to last day.
It doesn't count if I fall asleep.
Well, yeah, so I had to whatever video or whatever movie I was watching, I had to finish watching that next day. So it was like I fell asleep on the couch and I woke up and I was like, oh fuck.
Wow.
So I like watched like the last 3 on like the final day.
You're dedicated.
What was the conclusion? What did you come to?
The conclusion?
Yeah. Like there has to be an ending.
Barbie is a genetically modified clone that operates in a larger decentralized hive mind to achieve a goal across thousands, potentially millions of years.
Oh. Wow, that was so smart. Did you follow it? Or was that just made up words? I feel like you literally just made up words.
Barbie's a clone. She's a clone, and all of her sisters are younger clones, and each Barbie operates in a little, like each of them are like a fire squad, and they're spread across the globe or wherever. And you've got the head Barbie, which is named Barbie, and then you've got her younger sister Skipper, then you got Stacy, then you got Chelsea, or Kelly, rest in peace.
She died?
You know,
or just canceled?
I think she's dead.
Okay, I didn't know about her.
Well, if you knew about her, you'd be concerned when you found out how she disappeared without any warning. And my theory is that you've got that lead clone, and they're training all the other clones on how to be a Barbie, but they just take on different roles as they get to each age, and they pretend to be just a group of sisters. But I think it's something much more nefarious.
I think if you did you watch the new Barbie movie? I think it has a whole different perspective. I think these old ones are just outdated.
Well,
you didn't watch the new one?
I did.
Okay.
And it kind of threw everything I learned into a wrench. Threw a little wrench and things. But then I had a lot of people in my comments saying, well, actually, it is what you thought, Ted, because it's a group of people all named Barbie.
Well, no, they have different names. There's like Midge and there's like, there's different names. In the movie.
Yeah, there's Midge, Barbie's best friend from the 50s, but no, the purpose of the video, the initial goal was like, because I did the challenge in May of last year.
Oh, before the movie.
Before the movie came out. So I was like, this movie's coming out. I would look like an idiot if I walked there without knowing all the Barbie lore.
You wanted, yeah.
Like, I would be laughed out of the theater.
Wow, you did your research.
So I'm going to watch every Barbie movie ever made in order to get up to date on the lore.
Wow.
And so that's what I did. It took me almost a year to finish the video because it was such a fucking monster.
Wait, to edit?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where I was working on the video and, the Barbie movie came out and I was like, okay, it's fine because it just came out. There'll be no problem. But then the writers and SAG strike happened. And I don't know if you were aware of this, but at least SAG put out a little blast to influencers that was like, hey, you can talk about movies and stuff if you want, but if you do take any sponsorships or talk about movies that would be struck works, paid or not, then you will never be admitted to SAG. I'm not necessarily trying to get into SAG, but like I don't want to close that door. So I was like, okay, I got to put a hold on the Barbie thing until the strikes are over, which they ended whenever they did. And then I was kind of like just in a period where I was like trying to get the gears moving on it, and it just took a while. But then once I did, I like slammed through it and then
released it. How long did it take you to edit it?
Oh man, like maybe 200 hours of editing. At least. Like it was an hour and 48-minute long video,
How many ads are you putting in? Like every 5 minutes? We do on ours. We're like that's why we go 3 hours.
To be honest, do you guys do it manually?
Yeah, Moses puts them in.
You do? I usually just kind of let YouTube put in whatever they think they should put in. I haven't actually. I do the same thing with the podcast. Should I be doing?
Yes, it changed our whole monetization.
Like you guys started making more cash?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know about this. I've done YouTube 17 years. I never once put ads in a video. I had no idea how it worked. I monetized it, but I didn't know.
Please tell Ted what your idea of editing is, though.
Oh, well, I don't edit.
Like your notion of what it means?
I know what I don't edit. I don't know how to edit. My editing is this, okay, right? Because Oscar's our editor, because I don't know how to edit. And 17 years of doing YouTube, I've never edited a video. But I do splice pieces together, right? I put the clips together.
Yes.
So when we're filming a video, right? Let's say I burp or something like that, I just start and stop. So I know to cut at that point and then pick up at that point. Do you know what I mean? That way you don't have to edit. It just it stops, okay?
Editing is with the camera.
Yeah, you just start and stop it. So that's why when I say edit this out, I'm like, well, if I don't start and stop it, I would never watch myself back. Wait, that's crazy.
For the podcast, you stop speaking and then you start speaking again?
Or her own channel.
Or you're stopping and starting the camera.
If I'm doing an eating video, I start and stop the camera.
Oh, so there's is there just hundreds of clips for each?
Yeah. I did one today. It's a minute each.
But you still need to cut the tail end of the clip that
I can do that.
you stop.
That's my editing. I split the clip and I can delete the end of it. Could you imagine watching yourself back after you just filmed the video? I would never do that.
That's what everyone does.
Never did it in my life. I never would.
So you don't watch your own videos?
Never. Oh. That sounds horrible. Even to have to redo something, the audio's out for 10 minutes, is redo. I'm absolutely not. I can't redo it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to redo it.
Interesting.
You spend 2 hours, 100 hours watching yourself, crazy.
Yeah.
That's
used
insane.
to, it used to be weird at first. When you first start doing it, it's you don't really want to hear it. Because I think that when people, a lot of the time people don't, honestly, nowadays I don't think it's actually much of a thing. Back when it was just the VHS camera, and stuff like that, people thought the sound of their voices was weird. But now everyone's filming themselves and everyone's,
I still don't want to hear myself talk
at all.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I've gotten used to it. Yeah, no, I very much so spend a lot of time editing myself.
Well, that's good you get all those views then, because it would suck if you got like 40,000 and you spent that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that would suck.
Your views are wild. Even your old ones, your Fiverr ones, were getting like 1 million views, and if you only had like
really, are they?
Yeah, I was looking at them like they were getting views.
Damn.
What made you even want to become a YouTuber? You went to college, you're bougie, and then you're like, oh, I want to go become a YouTuber.
What aspect of me is bougie?
You went to private college. You're an a cappella singer.
Okay.
Your dad has Fenway Park seats in his house.
So I got to talk about the private college thing. There's two. It's not like the same thing as like I think the angle that you're coming at this from mentally is that it's like the same thing as like going to a private school, like a high school.
Yeah, that is.
But it's not the same thing. There's just two types of colleges that you can go to. You can either go to a public college, like a public university, or you can go to a private university. But in both of those scenarios, you got to pay
more. You probably pay more for private. Yeah, for sure. University of San Diego is private, and it's like so expensive.
Yeah, but USC is like fucking.
That's true. USC
like
is really
$70,000 a year. You know,
God, that's crazy. Who has that money? I think if you go to college, you're
no one has that money. That's why everyone gets loans.
Did you get a loan?
I did, yeah.
Okay, well, then maybe. Okay, well, it's still bougie. I still think to get a loan is bougie. Everything's bougie about it, but I couldn't get a loan to save my life for anything. I've never had a loan. Yeah, but anyways, so why did you become a YouTuber?
What's your credit score?
It's better now. It's like 700. It used to always be like 400. Like when I met him, it was like 480.
I feel like that's more why you didn't get a loan.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. When I was 18, I used to take out credit cards and never pay them, and then that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wild.
It was awful.
That's just terrifying for me because that was like when I was growing up. My parents were like, "Never get a credit card, you will die." Because I've got fucking like ADHD and stuff, and like my parents raising me, like the way I was, they definitely thought I was going to like try to buy a boat if I got a credit card. They were like, this kid is gonna be $100,000 in debt at 18 and a half. So I didn't have
no credit cards.
I didn't have a credit card until I moved. I didn't have a credit card until 2020.
Wow.
Until I moved out here to LA. Like I was rocking the debit card the whole like.
That's the way to go. I've only had a debit card since I was 18 now
and I forget to use my credit card because it's scary and like
so scary.
Because I'm like I'll forget to pay it. You know that's terrifying to me. So like I've been trying to use it more because apparently it builds credit. But basically what I do is like I'll buy something. And then the moment that and then I'll like whenever the price shows up I'll just pay it off immediately. So it's like basically like a debit card. I wish there was a credit card that just pays it off automatically. Do they?
Well, it's debit, right?
Yeah, but then it's like, but then you want to build your credit because I guess if you use it, it's like about usage. If you use it a lot, then.
Right? That's true. Well, I
don't fully understand it either. Like it's one of those things
confusing.
Where there's a lot of credit card whizzes out there that are like, okay, you got to get this Discover Platinum Deluxe cum card where it's you'll get triple the points on flights and
my boyfriend is like that. He loves his credit score.
Really?
He is obsessed with it.
Yeah, Moses too. He had like a perfect credit score when I met him.
You got perfect credit score?
I had.
He got married to me. So you know what happens? Don't marry someone who has bad credit. We found this out. We did a joint account and his credit score went boop.
Oh, that must have fucking sucked, dude.
Oh my God, it really sucked. No, it's like a sore spot for him, for sure.
Are you working it back up? Or are you like almost?
It doesn't matter.
I didn't even get a loan for this house. What do we have to do? We had to do one based on my income because I couldn't get a regular loan. And they're like, well, show us you make money. And I was like, all right.
You've been around for a while.
Yeah, 17 years.
Not from an age perspective, from like a perspective of like I recently saw something where it was like you were in an Eminem music video.
Oh yeah, 2009. You probably were still in high school when that 2009.
In 2009, yeah. I was 11.
Oh my God. That's crazy because that seems like yesterday. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually I know. I feel young and hip, and then I like hear that stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah.
How old were you when you shot that music video?
21.
That's not okay. Well, that's not that bad.
But that seems like yesterday.
Must have been. How was it being 21 in 2009? What was it like?
Oh, it was everything. It's so different now. I feel like you
because
moved to LA.
that must have meant that like Kesha was playing in all the bars and stuff too.
Well, I never went to bars.
That must have been crazy.
It was crazy. I blacked out those years, like 2006 to like 2010. Like I always say this, I missed everything, like Twilight, Justin Bieber. Like I don't know.
You missed Twilight?
I missed Twilight.
That seems like something that would be right up your alley.
Well, now I love it. Yeah, I'm catching up. You know what I mean? I was just blacked out for like 5 years of my life. You probably don't know my past, but like I was like a stripper. I was on Hollywood Boulevard, just doing drugs till like 3 a.m. Just like passed out all the time. So I just like missed that part of my life. You know what I mean?
So how did you end up on the pathway to where you are today from the stripper Hollywood Boulevard.
Escort. Yeah, I actually was a stripper in a Shane Dawson video. He hired me to be
Interesting.
Yeah, in 2011, I think, or 2010. I
so
think.
he put out like what, a blast on like Backstage or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Was it actually Backstage?
It was LA Casting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was LA Casting, and like a lot of my stripper friends were like, "Oh, there's this." I didn't know who he was. I had YouTube, but I didn't monetize it. And I saw his house, and it was like so bougie and big, and he was my age, and I was like, "Oh my god, how do you like afford?" He was paying us like so much money, like $500 for like an hour, and I was like, "Wow, this is amazing."
He had a credit score of 650. You were like bougie. You're like bougie.
Oh my god, the credit score is so hot. When he said he had that, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna get us our house. It's great." But then marrying me, it just got. Anyways, that's the whole thing. But then I met Shane. Yeah, we got the house, thank God. But poor credit scores. So yeah, then I met Shane, and he was just telling me he was like a YouTuber, and I was making YouTube, but I didn't know you could like monetize it. And so I just started. Yeah, I collabed with him a lot, and then kind of just did it full time. And then I was making more money doing that than like escorting. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Oh yeah, you know."
It must have been, and I imagine it must have been like that. I feel like escorting that like you must run into like people like or who are like fucking annoying as shit, and like when you're doing YouTube, it's like you're kind of working for yourself. Like I feel like
I don't know.
YouTube is like a lot of time it's like preferential to a lot of things because it's like you're working for yourself, you know.
But in 2012 YouTube, so many annoying YouTubers. I think I'd rather be escorting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was the year of the collab, so you're collabing with people like you don't even know anymore.
I released my first YouTube video in 2011, and back then it was like it wasn't like cool to be a YouTuber in 2011.
No,
like,
you weren't into like Smosh and stuff because they were.
Well, no, I knew of like, but like in terms of, I'm speaking from the perspective in terms of like back then, like if you were trying to make YouTube videos as a kid, you know, you don't want people to know that you're trying to make YouTube videos or be a YouTuber because you know, I feel like nowadays it's like, oh, so and so's a TikToker now because they had something, they had like one video of them ranting blow up on TikTok.
Right, yeah.
Like there's so much more accessibility to that to enter as a content creator or somehow build something. Whereas back then I had to like learn how to fucking edit on Sony Vegas. I was like making like gaming videos and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, I didn't tell anyone that I was like making YouTube videos, and like nobody like really knew about that.
Really? Wait, so why were you doing it? Were you trying to like make
Because
money?
I
or?
liked it. I wanted to do it. I think I had just seen YouTubers doing it, and I was like, this is a cool thing, and I like video games, and I want to do that. And then I, you know, later on got into like watching commentary and stuff, and for a while I wasn't sure if I could do it because I wasn't sure if I was confident enough in my own like comedic writing skills or whatnot. But then I just started trying it out, and then eventually it started working out. It wasn't really until I started meeting people online who were also YouTubers that were also doing pretty decently that I started to kind of get encouraged to do it, because it was like I was making like one video every like 5 months when I had like 4,000 subscribers like for several years, and then it wasn't until like 2018. Halfway through 2018, I actually started to try.
Wow, that's all recent. That's so.
Yeah.
Who was it that you met that you're like, oh, this is like a possibility. This is something I could do for my career.
It was the group of people that I was in the YouTube group Lunch Club with.
Lunch Club. What is that?
So it was like it is now shut down, but it was me, Schlatt, Carson, Cooper, Noah, Travis.
Wow, so many bros. It's like a fraternity.
Yeah, no, it was a whole group thing. But I met all those guys through that and through the streaming stuff, and it was through that I was like, oh, this is like something I could probably do. And yeah,
that's amazing. So you had the click then, and you're in a cool click now. Like you really are in that click again. Like we talked about QT Cinderella, Hassan, Pokemon's coming on, like all this stuff. So
it was because I like came from like all the people that I knew when I was coming up, even though I was making commentary videos, were gaming streaming people. So it's funny. I feel like I'm always in this weird scenario where it's like, and they kind of cross over anyways in terms of like YouTube clicks. I feel like the gaming and commentary spaces cross over a little bit. But I was just in this position where I was like, I just knew a bunch of people in the commentary space, and then I know a bunch of people in the gaming space, like in the streamer space and stuff, which is cool because I like all those people and stuff.
And no, you're so cool. That's what I'm saying. You are the cool kid. Like you definitely are in the cool group. You're the cool kid. Like there's no one cooler.
Group? Would you say I'm in a cool group?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. We've been trying to get all of them.
Otter is alliterative. You're Oscar the Otter.
He is Oscar the Otter.
That's fun. I had to say it was gonna leave my mind if I didn't bring it up.
Glad you did.
You're Ted the Turtle. That's your alliteration.
That seems like it wouldn't be a good type of gay to be though. That seems like it
turtle?
would be. Yeah, because then it feels like you're talking about a scared meek gay that looks like Mitch McConnell.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Mitch McConnell is?
No.
Are you surprised by that?
No, is it a political person?
Yeah, no, he's old too. He's really
No idea.
He's old and he looks like exactly like a turtle. Yeah. Have you seen Mitch McConnell? He looks like a turtle, doesn't he?
Wait, I think
and I don't even feel bad. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that live.
You're allowed, yeah.
Yeah, turtles
because
are
it's
cute.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. Like I don't care about hurting Mitch McConnell's feelings.
Oh my, that's right. Okay. You said you don't want anyone to have bad blood with you, and now you're like calling him out.
I can have bad blood with Mitch McConnell. I don't think that I'm gonna have a problem with that. It's fucking Mitch McConnell.
He might see this the way you saw clips of it.
Mitch McConnell isn't even. I don't even think he's seeing at all right now. Like
is he old? I don't know.
He did a thing at one point where he was like doing a speech and he he shut down like an android. Like he froze.
Oh, I saw it on TikTok.
So you have.
Or he's like.
Yeah, he looks like a turtle. Yeah,
but that's not a bad thing. Turtles are fine. They're cute. They're whatever.
Yeah, when you're a human and you look like a turtle, it's a bad thing because you're supposed to look like a human.
I don't know. He does look like a turtle though. But like that's cool. When humans look like animals, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but so that's why I think that like if there was a type of gay called a turtle, then that feels almost like a. Are there any sort of insult categories?
What kind of categories?
The more femme ones, I guess, are kind of insulting. Like, I guess I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that just a slur? Feels like that's just a slur.
Like a category.
Or it's kind of like a more mannerism thing. Like if you're faggoty, if you want to use like an adjective or like adverb, I guess.
Okay.
That's kind of more like insulty.
But like, is there a group?
What does it mean to be that word that I won't say?
Actually, twink is twink can be used like in a defamatory way, depending on context. But,
interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're a gay turtle, though, it's like you're just you're like uncircumcised. You know what I mean? Because it just covers itself back into its shell.
That could be a thing.
Maybe it pokes out.
We were the #2 podcast on Grindr, so maybe
true.
our impact.
They have podcasts on Grindr.
It was like the Grindr Awards. We were #2.
The people who use Grindr voted that we're #2 podcast.
Whoa.
We're right
It's a big deal to be here, Ted.
Yeah. They're gonna love you on Grindr.
That's so interesting. Oh yeah. So wait, what's your guys' demographic in general?
That's a good question.
A lot of gays.
A lot of gays and girls, I think.
Yeah,
The gays and the girlies.
It's a lot of girls, and the 10% boys are gay.
Like on YouTube, like what's the like? Is it like in terms of like?
I just looked.
The male, female, and then user
It's 90%
specified.
female. It doesn't say straight or gay. I would love to know the sexuality. They should ask that. Because it's definitely all gay. There's not one. If a straight guy comes up to me, I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not talking to you ever because they don't know.
Even if I saw you in the show, and I was like, Trisha, hey.
Absolutely not. I'd be like, no.
You'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, I thought we had a good time on the podcast.
You? Yes,
yeah,
you
that's what I was saying.
Okay, I just said you meant in general if I saw you.
After you walk out that door, Ted, I'm never speaking to you again.
We will never cross paths. We were just talking about
I know. I mean, I had to drive like a fucking hour to get here.
Oh, thank you for that. I know it is so far. I'm like, did you tell them how far it is? Because it is like so far.
It wasn't a bad drive. I mean, there was a little moment of traffic as it's LA. So I mean,
Are you a Tesla driver?
I'm not. I drive a 2002 Toyota Tacoma. There's a whole bit that my co-host does, Schlatt, where he claims that I have he calls it a basketball football sized hole in the passenger side of my truck, which I just don't. Like he just lied at one point, and now everyone is like will always say like, oh, you get that. Where's that basketball sized hole?
Why did he just lie? I love a liar, but why did he just do that out of nowhere? We love liars.
Because it's fun. It's fun to lie.
I love Schlatt. We should get him on here if he's a liar. I love people who just lie for no reason.
He doesn't. He doesn't travel.
Okay, no Schlatt for that. I just love the name. What is that? Is that Jewish? You know?
I don't know. Well, it's his username. That's what he goes by.
His name's Schlatt for real?
That's his username. That's what it's like. Like he goes by Jay Schlatt online.
But that's not his name. But that sounds like a name, like Jay Shetty.
His name is not not public information.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, that's the
yours is though, which is crazy. I looked you up to put you on the gate, and I was like,
first and last, baby.
I love it. You were not scared to like put it out there.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like. I don't know.
And you're on LinkedIn and everything.
Ooh.
I am on LinkedIn, yeah.
What job did
I
you...
had to make that for college, and I just never got rid of it. And then I kept updating it.
I love it.
I kept updating it, like, because I had, like, my YouTube as, like, one of my jobs. And then it would always, the subscriber count, I would say that as, like, the piece. I would be like, running a YouTube channel that has amassed over this many subscribers.
I love saying that. I love amassed and then a number.
Amassed is a great word. Yeah.
Wow, you guys are your intellectual side is coming out. Because he is smart. He also graduated and has a journalistic degree.
Where'd you graduate from?
Cal State Northridge, so around here in the valley.
So why is that a problem?
Because it's not like one that
You're
most
like,
people
Cal
would know.
State
It's not like
Northridge.
a UCLA or like, you say Cal State Northridge, no one really knows.
Yeah,
what
I
that is.
mean,
Cool, though.
the school I went to, Ithaca, was like, in terms of film schools, was like maybe it wasn't like in the top 10 film schools.
It
like
sounds fancy though. It sounds
sounds so fancy.
That's just the name of the town.
What's it? What was it?
Ithaca.
Ithaca. Is it with an E?
It's Ithaca.
Yeah.
It might sound fancy because it's a college town, so it's the same town that Cornell is in.
Andy Bernard. He went there.
Andy Bernard
From The Office. He was an acapella
He was
group.
an acapella as well. Yeah.
And Sweeney Todd. Maybe it's Emerson. I'm thinking a lot of people go to Emerson from Boston,
Yeah,
right?
that's in Boston. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
I think I got waitlisted there.
Wow,
They missed
really?
out.
Who were you trying to direct? What were you trying to do in film school?
I was trying to direct. I think I was figuring it out. I wasn't sure if I wanted to be in camera department or like. I knew I wanted to make films, but I was like kind of figuring out if it was camera department or directing. Because directing's a weird one because it's kind of vague on like how do you become a director, you know?
Yeah, like start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So for a while when I was in school, I worked at the like camera checkout like thing. Like they had cameras. The school had cameras that students could check out. So I worked at the camera checkout stuff. So I would like check equipment and stuff. And then in like 2018, I did an internship out here in LA where I worked at like a camera. Like a cinema camera house or what's it called? Like you guys aren't gonna know this.
I know, like, but definitely
It
not for film
sounds
school.
cool.
Yeah, it's just where I would like help build camera setups and stuff, and I would just work with equipment and all that.
But you never worked on a set or anything like a.
Yeah, I worked
You did
on
music videos
like recently or in school? Are we
in
talking about?
school.
I worked on because that's how you get experience. Like you would
Right.
work on your friends' sets, and a lot of like the actual learning process, at least in film school, other than like the theory stuff you would learn in classes and like the information you would learn from like professors and stuff. I felt like a lot you learned like just going out and actually like working on sets and stuff. So
Have we met before? Why do I seem familiar? Now that you're saying all this, I'm like, have we met? I feel like we have. We met right now, but I'm saying before this.
like when? What are you talking
Like
about?
on a music video or something. Have we ever met? I feel like
I've
you look so familiar now that you're saying all this. I'm like, wait, were you unloading and offloading the cameras on my music video or something?
I wasn't straight up. I never got to the point where I was straight up. Like when I graduated, I was already
You weren't doing it after.
I was already a YouTuber.
Okay.
So
okay.
like
you look familiar. You look like all those people. Not all those
I
people.
kind of
you know.
look like every white guy though. Is the thing. I
You
look
look
like
like a
the
lot.
most normal white dude that like.
Yeah, that was weird. I like deja vu for a minute. I'm
That's
like, wait, I
something
feel like we
Hassan
met.
will always tell me. He'll always be like, "You look like you're just like some white guy that goes to Harvard."
Definitely
Like
that.
it looks like I should be wearing like if you saw me in like Sperry's and all nautical
Yeah, well, that's-
fucking
yeah.
vineyard vines and all that, you'd be like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Because in high school I did used to wear that
Did you
kind
wear
of stuff.
vineyard vines? It's everything.
Yeah,
With the whale on it.
Yeah, that's where my family
Love
would
that.
occasionally vacation every couple of years. We'd like
Really?
rent a house for like a week in Martha's Vineyard, and
Oh
we
my
would go to.
Boosh. That's what I'm saying. You're Nepo baby vibes because I'm like, what?
Well,
Who
okay.
vacations there?
I grew up. I would say I grew up.
Middle class.
Yeah,
Upper middle.
Well, I would say middle class. I wouldn't say upper middle because upper middle is like McMansions. I feel like.
You weren't in a McMansion.
Yeah, no, it was like a 3-bedroom house.
That's
We had a basement, which was cool. It was half finished though. One side was finished where that was where the hangout zone is, and the other side was like the laundry area.
Scary.
where it was like the work, like where my dad had his workshop, and like it's still like that. My parents are still in the house I grew up in.
Wow.
Which is cool because I get to go back there. But in Massachusetts, it's like when it comes to like if you're trying to vacation, a lot of families will go to like Cape Cod, and then some families go to Martha's Vineyard. I'll tell you what would be really bougie if my family had a house on the vineyard.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are
It's like-
prohibitively expensive. They're like, we're talking fucking 10 million.
Oh my God.
House.
Really?
There's like 10, $15 million houses there. Like, I would say the floor for a house on the vineyard is like, for like a 1-bedroom shack is like $1 million.
That's wild. That's like not worth it at all. That's crazy.
That's one of my goals though.
Oh.
To have a shack there?
That's one of my manifests.
Yeah. Why'd you get it?
I really want to do a thing where, like, if I were to accrue a lot of wealth, I would want to get a large house on the vineyard that could be, because when I was growing up, one of the things that my grandmother would do is she was like she's kind of badass for this. She, gold generation. They obviously made a shit ton of money. Peak American time to make money, right? So so she had money to spend, but she wasn't like about having like a whole inheritance thing. So she would do a thing where she had these whole family reunion things every couple of years or something like that, where she'd get a whole big house that has a bunch of rooms, and then the whole family stays in those for like a week, like on like, I don't know, in the Outer Banks or something in North Carolina, or like on the Jersey Shore. So because her whole thing was like, I'm gonna spend all this money before I die, because like, might as well, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't get the whole like building an estate, like trust to move on to the next family. Like, I don't got that much foresight.
Why doesn't she has a house?
I want to have fun while I'm here.
Well, someone
you
look
can't
at the
take
house.
it with you. Like,
No, I agree with that. Yeah, spend it all.
Like, I don't know what's coming next. Like, I might as well spend my cash.
Run that credit score down.
So like
all the way
down to zero. You build it up and then you bring it back down.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, and get a bunch of loans too that don't disappear when you die too. Give your kids a bunch of calls from collections. You have to be like, this person is dead. They can't pay.
Oh my,
They're canceled. Yeah.
And they still call people even after you're dead. They still
do.
call
I was
people.
reading about
Crazy.
that.
It's wild. I was like, that's actually insane.
But the manifesting is that I would really want to be able to buy a house on the vineyard that has like a bunch of spots that, like, for my larger extended family, like they could like, I don't know, maybe in some off months I could try to rent it or something, so it's not like crazy, but like, I don't know, just a place that like the fam can all meet up and vacation, especially because I live across the country now, like from where most of my family lives and stuff.
That's so Emmett coded of you from Legally Blonde. Do you remember the song "Chip on Your Shoulder"? He's like, and I'm gonna buy my mom that big great house
Got a
out on
chip
the
on
Cape,
my shoulder,
and it's big as a boulder. With the chance I've been given, I'm gonna be driven as hell. I'm so close I can taste it, so I'm not gonna waste it. Yeah, there's a chip on my shoulder. You might want to get one as well. Wow,
I was stumbling through that.
That was so exciting. I love that you know that and you weren't even in Emmett. You just know the song.
Oh, because like when you hear it 1,000 times when you're doing the musical,
I love it. Yeah, and he talks about buying a house on the Cape, so it's kind of Emmett vibes.
Yeah. So you're a good encyclopedia of like of theater knowledge.
Oh yeah, musical theater, absolutely.
Did you see Have you seen Beetlejuice? Because it's in town right now.
We were just there opening night on Tuesday. We were just there.
How was it? Was it good?
So they well, I've seen it 1,000 times.
My friend Charlie went to go see it.
Charlie? Who's Charlie?
Charlie Simesicle.
Is it an influencer?
Yeah.
Was he at the influencer event?
I don't think he was.
Okay, there was like an influencer event that Sacred Storm invited everyone.
He went on the 17th. So
he went after. The 16th was the opening night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tuesday. We went backstage. It was a whole... They DM'd you actually trying to get a hold of me.
They DM'd me?
Yeah, one of the cast members like tried to DM Oscar.
Oh,
I wish I had these fucking Beetlejuice people talking to me about it.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. That's why I would want to see it, but I didn't even know it was coming to town.
For 2 weeks. Go see it.
I'm going to fucking Australia.
Oh.
Until the 6th of May, but
damn.
Yeah, no, and I'd seen like clips on TikTok from like the original cast with the guy with the
Alex Brightman.
Who was on the Has Been Hotel show, if you guys have seen that.
Oh yeah, that's like really popular right now. Who else is in it?
His voice is so like unique that when I heard him in like the trailers and stuff, I was like, that's the guy from Beetlejuice.
Someone else too, another theater person's in Has Been. Who was it?
He plays Emmett.
Oh, Christian Borle.
Yeah.
Oh that Christian Borle's the original Ethan Slater. He's like the straight man tenor. He had an affair with Laura Bell Bundy during Legally Blonde.
He's like the TV guy. He's like a TV guy. He does good in that
He did
too.
Smash. He was on the eBay commercials.
I think there's a bunch of folks on that. There's the guy who voices he's like a very, very unique voice as well. Voices someone on the Has Been Hotel show. He's like have you guys seen Rick and Morty? I don't know if that's something that's probably not. Probably not.
I don't know.
That's why I was like I had already given up by the time I was asking the question.
I was like, that sounds.
I don't know. Keith David, I think is his name, is a very low voice, and it's a very recognizable voice, but it's the voice of the president of the United States in Rick and Morty, but he also does a bunch of stuff, and it's like, if you heard it, you'd be like, oh, I think I recognize it from somewhere.
Why aren't you voice acting?
Yeah,
that's
a great question, honestly. I probably should try.
You need to do that because when I started like diving into and like hearing you on podcasts, I'm like, your voice sounds almost fake. It's almost like, it's very Seth MacFarlane vibes. It's very just like, is this real? Like...
Yeah, I've been. Yeah.
It sounds just like him. That's why I was like, you need to.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Patrick Warburton?
I don't know who that is, so no, definitely not.
Hey, Peter, I'm a paraplegic policeman.
Oh, yeah, Family Guy vibes.
Or the poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
Oh my! Wait, is that the same person or different?
Patrick Warburton.
Wow,
you
sound like all those cartoons. Like,
yeah, you would slay at that.
I would slay.
Yeah, you would slay.
Would I perhaps serve?
You would eat.
Serve.
Yeah, you would serve and you would eat.
Yeah, spill all of it. Yeah,
all right.
Eat for sure. Eat's the new one.
I would eat. I would
consume.
consume.
Yeah. Consume all day.
Wow.
I mean, you're already eating. That's your job, but you could eat some more with the.
Hell yeah.
That's everything. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, no, voice acting is definitely where you should be. For sure, because like your voice is just so like unique to it.
Thank you.
And damn, I wish you'd go see Beetlejuice now. That makes me like so sad. It's such a good. Our dining room is Beetlejuice. We recreated the whole dining room of Beetlejuice upstairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I see it after?
Yeah,
Bob?
absolutely. He built the stone tables and the rabbit fur chairs
Really?
and the big sculptures we have up there. Yeah.
That's cool.
We're Beetlejuice.
Whoa.
When he met me, my bedroom was Beetlejuice Broadway themed. I had the Beetlejuice sign. I spent over $100,000 remaking Beetlejuice music videos from the Broadway play.
$100,000
For like one video. I did Say My Name where I played all the parts. And it was so complicated because, you know,
So
you have
did
to have...
you get a whole crew for this too?
Yes. That's why I was like, did we meet? Because I have like 60 crew people on my music videos. And we did
I've directed music videos.
That's what I thought, because I saw that in the notes. I was like, wait, I thought you directed music videos.
I've directed 3 music videos. I did one for James Marriott, and I did 2 for a band called Lovejoy.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been talking to other folks potentially of doing music videos for them too. So I'm excited.
Do you want to direct a music video? We're going to do a song. Where are we going to do a song?
You
what
and
we're
Tana are doing a song.
Oh yeah, me and Tana are doing a song. You can direct it.
Are doing what is the song?
It's called Good Girls. It's a work in progress right
We're
now.
rebranding to Good Girls.
Yeah.
Can you sing it?
Well, we're making it up as we go.
It starts.
It's an improv song.
We are good girls. We wear our hair back, or we wear our hair up. And then what else did you have?
And we just made it up as we go. I forgot the words. But it's like, we're no longer problematic because we have boyfriends and we have implants, but we're super smart. I mean, that's an improv line right there.
Interesting.
Yeah. And we did OnlyFans, but we made a lot. So F you. We're the good girls, so we don't say fuck.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's part of it. But it's a work in progress. Yeah. Anyways, if you want to direct
if
it.
you want to come up with some treatments or something, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've done I think 75 music videos. Yeah,
you got 75
that I've
music videos?
produced. We used to do them like Universal. I used to spend so much money. I spent over $10 million doing music videos in my YouTube career, which is stupid, but
That's a crazy amount of just cash.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
But I was
remember
broke
how
when I met him. So
she's been calling me bougie the fucking whole time. Call me bougie this whole time. Just rolled up to this fucking compound from fucking Hollywood. I drove up here in my 2002 Toyota Tacoma, and she's calling me bougie for having a credit score of 500.
But you probably had money in the bank. I was going to $0. I'd make like $300,000 a month and be zero.
Actually, it was for the first time, really within the last 6 months, that I started actually investing.
And what?
In general,
just like stocks.
I got a financial advisor. And,
Wow, that's smart.
Yeah, because I just kind of didn't. I feel like I'm ahead of the game because I'm 26. I feel.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You have a good credit score. You're saving money.
It's actually crazy when I think back at what, because I didn't really know what my plan was if I didn't end up doing this, like the YouTube stuff, because I was getting out of school. It was like I did my last semester of school in COVID.
Oh, wow.
So I actually didn't make a thesis film. Like when you go to this school, one of the things you do at the end is it's kind of like your capstone, and you really kind of lock in and try to make something good that's impressive that maybe you can submit to film festivals or something. And then, it was one of those things where YouTube was already working out. So I was like, this is probably what I'm going to do when I get out there. So it wasn't like I wasn't that worried about it. It was a little disappointing because we even went to New York to do auditions, and one of the people that auditioned for one of the main leads of this script that I had wrote was someone who was playing Elder Cunningham in the Book of Mormon at the time.
JJ?
I don't know.
JJ Neiman is popping off now.
But he was great. This was back in 2020.
Yeah.
So
he might have been then.
He was great. He did a great job, and I was like, that's who I would have had. The guy who was playing Elder coming at him as like the But I don't know what I would have been doing if I didn't come out here. I'll tell you what my plan was. My plan was to go home and then try to save up $10,000 and then move to LA. I was going to come out to LA no matter what.
Did you do that? Did you save up the $10K?
No, I just moved right out here because I was making YouTube money, baby.
Oh, I see. So you're like, I passed that. So I was like, let me just go out.
Yeah, no, I had more than 10K at the bank at the time.
Wow, that's so impressive,
Because
actually.
I was at I think maybe I was at 500K when I moved out to LA, on YouTube.
Oh, you had money in your account. I was like, damn.
No.
I never had 500K in my account. That's crazy.
I don't even have 500K in my account.
In investments, you might, though.
No.
Not yet.
You do. Guys always have money saved.
I do not. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
Are you just saying that so girls don't come after you like gold diggers?
No.
You're like, I have no money. They always say that.
I'm not going to tell you the specific amount of money, but I can tell you that it's not more than $500,000.
It's not more than 500.
Yeah, it's
good to know.
$499,999.
Well, it's always those people who say they don't have money that do. You know, like when I met my husband and stuff, he acted like he had no money, and then he had more money than me in his savings, and I was like, okay, they're sneaky. You know what I mean? They don't want you to know because they don't want you to whatever.
But I have a theory about money.
What is it?
And you can tell me if I'm right or wrong at this. Okay. I think that when it comes to stuff like money and fame in general, like stuff like that, I think that those things make people more of the person than they already are. So if you're a greedy person and you make a shit ton more money and you get more of that thing, you're going to become it's like a multiplier of a personality type. You become more of a greedy person when you get more money, which sounds like it should make sense, but then it ends up being the case.
They're even greedier. But on the flip side, when you're a really generous person like myself, I give money to every single person. It's like when you're really you just keep giving out more money. But that's where we're going the manifestation route is like the more you give out, the more you give back. Because I would just be giving money all day long to everybody, and then like I keep getting it back like times 20. So
have you ever found that result? I mean, I imagine did people take advantage of you because of that?
Definitely that. Yeah, like every single person I've always just paid for like their kids' school, like everything. I'm just like for sure. But I'm telling you, it works because it always comes back times 20. I just give. It's like, I love giving money. I love spending money. I love all of it. And it always comes back. But I have seen it where it's like greedy. You work with people who make a lot of money and they just try to keep it all to themselves and they're greedy. And it usually bites them in the butt, their downfall. You know what I mean? Like and also it doesn't make them happy. Like those kind of people, like if you're a miserable person, like the money kind of just amplifies you being miserable. You know what I mean? As opposed to like if you're really happy, the money just makes you happier. So it can go both ways. And I've seen both, you know? But I feel that's real. It's also like not real if you think about money. Like when you sell someone, it's like it's not real. It's just all like, what is it? Electronic numbers.
Is this like? Are we talking about girl math right now? Is that what's going on?
You know about girl math? Yeah, there's girl math for sure.
Girl math. Yeah,
this is
I know
girl
about
math.
Girl math.
If you sell, it's not money.
Getting a refund from DoorDash or something like that.
Team.
Oh,
yeah.
Sponsored by DoorDash.
What's like the most shameless refund situation you guys have done? Because I'll tell you what mine was.
What's that mean, shameless refund?
Okay, when I wasn't making a lot of money in college, I did a thing one time where I was like crashing at a buddy's house and we were both really drunk and I fell asleep on the couch, but I'd ordered pizza. I fell asleep. The pizza came and then it was like a thing where I don't think the pizza was there, but I had like a million calls on my phone.
They tried to deliver.
I think so. They tried to deliver, but then it was just like I wasn't answering the door. No one was awake. It was like 3 a.m.
But that's your fault.
It is.
Okay.
But I did the refund thing where I was like, they didn't show up, and then and thinking, and I remember that because I think back on that, I'm like, I really hope that wasn't something that hurt the person who delivered the pizza, because if that was the case, I would feel really, really bad about that. But it was more like a thing where I don't know,
That's bad. Was this a Domino's or was this like a local pizza chain?
It's Domino's.
Okay,
they'll be okay.
Yeah, they're
Domino's
fine.
is doing fine.
We love Domino's.
It was, the only way it would have been bad is if like that like reflected badly on the probably person making minimum wage, like delivering the pizza. That's what I got worried about. Probably why I remember it.
What did you do to make it right?
What did I do to make it right?
You said you were worried about it.
I prayed.
But you're agnostic, so who are you praying to?
No, I was, it's. And then when nothing got better, that's been when I became agnostic.
You're like, no, it probably nothing got better because that's that karma coming back to you. It was just like, okay, you got to reap this for a minute. I never get refunds. I never return anything. I never exchange. I keep it.
So I'm kind of like bad like that too sometimes. Yeah. But I try to be better about it. Yeah. Sometimes if I order something, I'll have a hard time returning it. But that's more of the ADHD of like going to the post office, you know?
You both have ADHD. This was one of our notes was to ask you like why ADHD? Like, well, there's so many.
Why?
We have so many.
Why, when you were setting up your little character here, did you decide to go with that ADHD route? Was it your PR agent that told you that?
Because it's a prominent, reoccurring thing about you. Your car,
It is your brand.
the milk, the ADHD.
I guess I'm just open about it. You know, I wouldn't say it's my brand.
I think so.
Kind of
That's
your
your platform.
brand.
I don't want to be. No, I don't want that to be. I don't want to be a spokesperson for people with ADHD because I
I
barely
think you
understand.
are.
But I don't understand it enough to be that.
And
You
he has
understand it more
ADHD.
than me.
Yeah, he has ADHD, so like looking up to, he could look up to you. You're like an ADHD role model.
That's just because I'm taller than you. It's just I'm taller than you.
You guys are the same. Just
I don't know. Have you related to the stuff that I talk about?
Yeah, especially because I'm like also like editing and stuff too.
Yeah.
That like when you talk about it, I'm like, oh, clock the T for sure. Yeah.
I got stuck in a. Sometimes I get stuck in a black hole of dopamine.
that's good.
No.
Dopamine's happy, right?
No, it's more like I should rephrase that. I got stuck in a black hole of seeking dopamine the other day, where I've been trying to work on a video that I can have like kind of finished before I fly, filmed at least, so I can edit it while I'm on the go. And I got stuck for a full day this week just playing Fallout 76 all day.
Is that a game?
It's a video game, yeah.
Have we played it?
No, but Kyle MacLachlan is in the show of it.
There's a show about
Well,
it?
I watched the show, and then I was like, I gotta play the game.
Yeah,
and that's also another dopamine hole I fell into. I watched the whole show.
Yeah.
What's it on?
I watched the whole
Amazon.
show from like 10 p.m. until like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, now my whole sleep schedule's knocked off. Well, I'm like, okay, well, now I got to stay up. So then I did an all-nighter accidentally.
Oh my God. I gotta watch it. Is it good? It must be good,
It is
huh?
really good. Yeah.
It is good. It is good. But I
Too
mean,
much
it
for
wasn't
you.
good enough for me to do that to myself. But it is really good.
I gotta
It's really
watch
good.
it. It's based on a video game, or the video game's based on the show?
It's based on a video game. Honestly, if you watch the Fallout show as someone who has not played Fallout, it's going to be crazy for you. You're going to
Really?
be so, well, like not confused in a bad way, but like confused in like the lore is wild.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be like, wait, what? But do you want me to give you a short explanation of
I
what
love
it
a
is?
spoiler if you want to give it to me.
I will give you the.
I love a spoiler.
I will give you
Okay,
a spoiler for like the actual
Explanation.
show, but
For
like
context, she loves Kyle MacLachlan,
Do you know him?
he's the
dad.
so he's okay, he's not the
Yeah.
ghoul.
No.
He's the original guy in Dune, and he's been in Showgirls.
He was the original actor in the original
Yeah.
movie of Dune.
Yeah.
He was the original Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, we're deep in the Kyle MacLachlan lore here. Desperate Housewives,
Oh,
the
so they
Flintstones.
de-aged him in a weird way. His neck was too thick. He
Yeah.
was a twink in that movie.
He
was a
kind of
twink.
was, yeah. Original
Wow.
twink.
That's crazy. No, I'm making the
love him.
connection now because way back in the day when I was a kid, my dad showed me the Dune movie, and I remember it being incredibly boring and weird, especially
It
the part
is.
with the floating guy. That's really weird. The floating guy's so weird in the original movie. That movie's crazy.
We tried to watch it. I like fell asleep, and I
Yeah.
love him, but
Yeah, no, but I didn't know what he just kind of seemed like a guy that looked like maybe he was the son of one of the Beatles, like in the original Dune. Like I didn't really know who he was.
he's a famous actor. He was in the Doors movie. He's been in like so many things. He's
Really?
huge. Yeah,
That's crazy.
you look like him, kind of.
No, don't say that.
Yeah, you got the same vibes because he has such a strong jaw and like.
I kind of had. He kind of looked like Coconut Head from Ned C's Classified in the original Dune movie.
I never watched
Yeah, he looked like Coconut Head.
I never heard
Put
of
it
that
up
character.
on screen.
Yeah, we
Oscar,
can.
put it up
B-roll.
on screen since you're editing the podcast right now.
The coconut head, Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, put them right next to each other. Yeah, no.
The ghoul I heard is like everyone's saying he's hot. I think, did you edit that clip on TikTok?
Yeah.
The Entertainment Tonight one? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, the ghoul's like sexy or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about
Well,
this. But
I mean, he's got provider energy. Let's be honest
provider?
here. Oh yeah.
Like
no,
money?
No, it'd be like this. Imagine I'm wearing a cowboy hat. I'm gonna take care of you, darling.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
That was giving. That's kind of giving like Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You were giving like Western, like I like in the 1960s.
Oh yeah, no, he is Western because he was
I like that.
the ghoul is a guy who. Well, let me give you the.
My
Let me
God.
let me give you the breakdown.
I
So
wanna hear it.
the Fallout as a whole series is basically an alternative history sort of story, and like the lore behind it is about how in like the 1940s there's a split in the timeline from like our universe where the microtransistor was not invented. The microtransistor lets you make electronics like smaller and better. So in the 1950s where you got those big vacuum tube TVs, 1950s aesthetic.
Okay.
Vacuum
tube.
like the big fucking TVs with like the spherical looking screens and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And like the big cars and all that. So in this universe, all the way into the future, like into the 2000s, shit still looks like it's from the 1950s because of that.
Got it.
Because of a small technological change, everything looks like it's from the 1950s.
Back to the Future vibes.
Well, that's the 80s.
But like,
Oh wait, no, it is the 50s too. You're right.
80s into the 50s.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole crux of everything is like it's like Cold War vibes as well. You know the Cold War?
Definitely not. We just learned about the Crusade. We didn't learn about the Crusade even.
You don't know about the Cold War?
When did the Cold War? Do you know about Cold War? Really? I did not know history either. I'm telling you, I'm from Illinois. They didn't teach us history or math or anything.
I know, but like that's like
The Cold War.
that's not like the Children's Crusade. Children's Crusade's niche. Like we're talking like
What year are we talking?
we're talking. I mean, the Cold War lasted a while. I mean, it was pretty much like kind of like from the end of World War II until like the 90s when the Soviet Union collapsed.
Who won the Cold War? You tell me.
We did, dude. We fucking won that shit big time, dude. We won that shit big time, dude.
All right. Good for us, I guess.
No, the Cold War was the Cuban Missile Crisis. Cuban Missile Crisis?
No.
You heard of that?
I don't ever watch TV.
Bay of Pigs?
No. I know 9/11.
The Space Race.
No. What? Do you know Space Race? No. He doesn't know Space Race. No one knows Space Race.
You don't know about the Space Race?
Well,
Wait, what?
Let me just say this. It resulted in us landing on the moon.
Oh, but we think that's a hoax. Here at Just Trish, we talk about this, and we think that's not real. You know that it's not real. We talked about that. Yes.
It was a hot topic. But
We
I don't know if
haven't
we
confirmed. We haven't confirmed that it's real. That it is a hoax. Look it up. Anyway, I don't believe it.
Okay. Yeah, no. Wait, hold on. Let me just calm. I just readjust my seat here. I just gotta.
I just don't. It's a whole thing. It's a whole controversy.
No.
Space.
I want to hear about it. Though. I do.
Just space is so. It's just a lot.
Space is a lot. You're right. It's
a
actually
lot.
everything. So.
Yeah, it's literally infinite. Right?
Well,
Yeah.
right?
Kinda.
Like when the world
It's
ends.
expanding, but there's a.
When we all die, the world ends. What happens? Is space still around? Was space here before the first man was here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Space was here before the first man was here.
Really?
Yeah.
So we all came from a big boom.
The Big Bang. Yeah.
The Big Bang,
The Big Bang.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe? Well, if you look up into the sky, you can see the stars.
Right. But okay, we're all gone. And then what? Does space exist by itself?
So do you think that existence is tethered to the human experience?
Absolutely. Isn't that what existence is? Humans?
Well, the existence as we know it is I suppose.
Oh, she got you.
No, wait. Repeat the thing so I can.
Isn't that what existence is? Like humans, we're existing as humans. That's existence. What else would be existence?
Well,
Palladiums?
Wouldn't you say that that's a bit egocentric?
I would say that's just realistic.
Well, you see a dog. Is that dog's existence tied to our existence? That dog experiences feelings.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. When it's all over, everyone's gone. Even the cockroaches. Everything's gone. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that exists anymore. So exists.
Well, how do you know?
Cease to exist. That's what I'm asking. So is there space still around?
Yeah, space would still be around, but there's a. Okay, we're gonna get into entropy now.
Like
We're gonna get into the
podcast.
notion of entropy right now. Eventually, technically, billions and billions, trillions, even more than trillions, like whatever, quintillions or something like that of years into the future, eventually every single star will run out of energy and it will just be a void of darkness, which is really unfortunate.
Then nothing exists.
Yeah, we don't really know what's going to happen after that. There's a lot of theories. It's like, but in terms of objective stuff that I can say that isn't in the realm of like, what is existence? I can tell you with a pretty solid level of confidence that we did in fact land on the moon.
How do you know?
How do you?
It says it's staged. Remember we talked about this. It said it was staged. How do you know for sure? Were you there?
No, I wasn't there. But if you deny the very basis of objective evidence that is provided in a society, aren't you? Then doesn't that just take gets rid of the foundation of everything else, you know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because then the government just brainwashes everyone to think whatever. And then you're like, oh, there's enough evidence because
But how do you know the moon landing did not happen?
Well, there's been stagings of it. How people say oh, this was staged and this is Photoshop and this whatever. It's like, it's not real. Like there was never someone on the moon. It was all like a staged theatrics.
Uh-huh.
I don't know for sure. This is alleged.
But at the end of the space race, like the Soviets were already like out of money.
I don't know.
Do you know
I don't even know this. No, literally nothing. This is where it gets complicated.
The Russians. Well,
Why did you call them the Soviets?
The Soviets were like, it's not the same country really as it was back then. Like it's the Russian Federation now, I think is what it's called.
So you can't hear Moses, but then he's saying no. That's exactly what it is. NASA's
so what's
deleted.
your opinion? Do you think we landed on the moon or no?
Not the first time.
Moses is agreeing with me, not the first time. Yeah.
So the
I was like, here, because that's what I'm saying.
What about like the footage of like the rovers and stuff, and like you can see physical dust on film?
NASA deleted the footage of the original moon.
Interesting. And how do we know that to be true?
Well, that's like, how do you know that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people say.
Well, no, that's why I'm asking. Like, if we also don't know that's why I'm kind of like
statement from NASA. He said.
I know, but it's a statement from NASA that we got rid of it, but it's also a statement from NASA that we fucking landed on the moon.
Well, there you go.
So my question is, why are we accepting this as being like that makes it so like you can't accept a portion of the information from NASA, but then also deny another piece of information
but that's like
from
you
NASA.
then too. So this is coming from NASA. It's like we deleted the footage, and then you're also like, no, but it happened.
No, I know what I'm. The reason why I'm bringing that up and because I'm flipping it because I'm trying to illustrate a point.
How is it all deleted though? Right, like sus. Like it's just sus. Like it's all deleted. Like what? Like the first landing on the moon, you're like, oops, deleted. Like what? There has to be more to it. Like you don't just accidentally delete something. Like your Barbie footage, you wouldn't just be like, I lost all the footage. Oops, I did all that work.
I did delete the footage because it was taking up too much space.
But it was you uploaded it somewhere. There's an archive of it. You know what I mean? Anyways.
That's so interesting though.
Okay, so agree to disagree on the moon landing for now.
Okay.
We'll have to ask Elon Musk when he comes on. He's scheduled to come on soon, so.
Is he really?
Yeah, DM'd him.
Oh, so it's your manifest. It's currently in the manifestation oven.
You're taking us one step closer there because I love talking to intellectual people and like,
Do you think that we put the rover on Mars?
I don't know what the rover is.
You don't know what it is?
No. What?
It's a robot.
Kind of. It's like a little thing that...
It's like a little
car. It's like a remote control car.
Little car with some like stuff you can control.
So what? Okay. What? But that's not a person. Like what, a robot up in the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, we put a rover on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a person hasn't been on Mars.
Right.
Right? No.
No one's been on Mars.
Okay,
You said that'd be cool if that happens, but
You could go.
yeah.
Oh my God, it's getting so complicated. We were talking about
but okay.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Anyways,
I came to this.
So the Fallout series is it's about a Cold War that's happening not between Russia and the United States, but with the United States and China in like the 2050s onward kind of thing. And it's like a whole resource war. Whatever the case, the story of Fallout is talking about, before the war and like then after the war and like the wasteland that occurs from that nuclear war. And like the stories of like people around the wasteland and like the vault dwellers and stuff like that. And there's a lot to it. It's very complicated.
I don't want to watch that movie anymore. I changed my mind on it.
But it's honestly, it's funny. It's like
This is how you have to sell it to her. The costumes are like really cute.
Oh wait, actually, yeah. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, give me a different
I've been
language.
going around this the wrong
That
way.
was wild. That what you just said right now. I was
okay.
like, what?
Ready for this? Okay, we got cute girls in cool suits. We got guns, shooting guns.
Okay.
We've got robots,
Or
big
rovers?
robots. There's what else? There's a hot zombie guy, and he
Okay.
doesn't have a nose, but that doesn't take away from how hot he is.
Yeah.
And
A hot dad. We know that.
and there is what else is there? I'm trying to remember
There's
the
some
show
fun
right.
music, like ooh, ooh.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good music, a lot
Yeah.
of doo-wopping,
I love
maybe
a 50s vibe.
ink
So.
spots like
Like the ink
fucking-
spot tests.
No, the band.
Oh. That was like the one where he's like, what do you see in the ink?
I don't know.
I'm down. Okay, I'm sold. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
you never
good.
told about
How
this.
was my
Right?
my second explanation?
Better, yeah.
I'm really into fucking lore shit. Like I know all the Halo lore too. Like I know too much lore stuff. I always end up in because I was ADC. I always end up in the Wikipedia, and I'm just like, You know what I was doing last night? I was reading the lore on the Matrix last night on Wikipedia. Like I was like, how did this war between the robots and the humans start? And I got onto the Matrix Wikipedia and I was reading that for like 45 minutes.
But that's not real.
Oh no, that's real.
Why are you reading into a fake lore then?
Oh, because it's all history. Because it's all history. Everything is real. Everything is real. You're from the perspective everything's not real.
Everything's not real.
I believe everything is real.
You think the Matrix is a possibility?
Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, real guys.
Well, they were for sure. Saint Nicholas and
Easter Bunny. Yeah.
I wish it was real.
That was a crazy name too, Easter Bunny.
Well, it's easy. It's Easter and a bunny. Very simple.
When did you learn that Santa Claus was allegedly not real?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! If your children are watching, turn them away. I don't know.
Do we have people?
Children watching.
Yeah, the children. Is this guys? If this is hypothetical.
Yeah. I don't even know if I remember like knowing he's not real. Like I always felt like I knew it that he wasn't real. Like I knew it as a kid. Like you just know.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a difference across the board of how certain people. I think some people it's like a pretty calm revelation, and then for some people it's like traumatic.
That's crazy to me.
What about you?
It wasn't traumatic for me, but I remember I put out cookies and they were like wrapped in like a plastic, and I like marked them small in the back of the wrapper as like a test to try and catch them to see if it was real or not. And then I found the wrapped cookies back in like the bin where I got them from. So my parents just put them back.
Wait, so they didn't even take? So you're telling me your parents put out cookies and they didn't even take a bite?
No, they just put it back in the tin. Yeah. And then I went to the tin and they were marked.
Isn't the whole point of like putting the cookies out so that like you come downstairs and you're like and there's like crumbs? A comically like there's like one bite taken out of it.
They just put them back.
As if he's like in a hurry. And I mean, I guess he is, but yeah.
My parents are immigrants, and I think they just didn't care. I think it was just like
they didn't know the Santa Claus lore.
Yeah, the lore.
They knew the surface of it. It's like I guess you're supposed to put some cookies out, like a display.
And the plastic cookies at that, you didn't even bake them, like home baked cookies at Christmas time.
Yeah, they were just like pre-made from a tin, and then they just put them back in the tin.
If you think about it, I've been thinking about this recently. I feel like for the holidays, at least if you were raised Christian or Catholic or whatever, there's a lot of like mythology that isn't even really related to the religion. Like you've got Santa Claus, then you've got the Easter Bunny, and I remember growing up, one of the more confusing things for me was, I don't know, did you guys ever notice that some kids, like growing up, some kids would get like gifts for Easter?
Oh, I get gifts for Easter still.
Yeah.
What did you get?
Easter baskets.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, the baskets. Yeah, no, that's what the bunny brings. But like, kids were getting like items, like straight up. Did you get items?
My mom gave me a toaster for Easter.
You got a toaster?
Yeah, she gave me a toaster.
It's gifts. It's a gift season.
So when I was a kid, that was probably what broke the camel's back of the whole mythology that I had going on here, because they were essentially like gods to kids. Were they not?
Wait, what? The bunnies?
The bunnies, the Santies, you know?
But like Cupid. This is the
Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, in the same way that, you know, God is now to some people, they were gods to us, and they got results.
Yeah, because they're like symbols of God, right? Like Jesus was risen from the dead on Easter, so the bunny signifies that.
I guess Santa Claus was like supposed to be Saint Nick or Nicholas or whatever, but like in the
Jesus'
child's
birthday.
perspective, they were gods, and you prayed to them, you sent them letters,
right?
And then on the same day every year, you would get results from prayer.
Because you're celebrating.
Which was crazy.
Yeah. Because like Christmas is Jesus' birthday, so you get gifts.
Yeah.
Like the three wise men bring you gifts.
Jesus wasn't around. That's like the family member everybody talks about, but he never shows up to the family gathering.
So is that the mythology of it, if you're agnostic, I guess, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But then what was most confusing for me was when it came to, like, I got what Santa was doing. You know, I understood what was going on there. Like, I knew the lore. Like, he lives in the North Pole. He's got a collection of elves, and it is vague on whether or not they're paid, and they build all the toys. And he goes around the world, and you can track him because there's a Santa tracker, and he will bring the toys. Good. and everyone talks about what that presents they get and stuff like that. Easter comes along. I'm hearing that Oscar's getting a toaster from the Easter Bunny, and I'm like, did that motherfucker build that shit? Like you could go to a Walmart and there's displays of like they're selling like Easter themed bikes. Is the Easter bunny building a bike? It's a bunny.
I think you're thinking too deeply, honestly.
Yeah, I never thought like the elves built it. I thought the elves like, they got the Nintendo 64 and then gave it to me for Christmas.
No one's thinking they're building the Nintendo 64s in the Santa's workshop.
That's the whole thing.
No, they're not.
That's the whole crux of the situation is he has a workshop and he builds the toys. That's the whole thing.
No.
Yes. No.
You're
Yes.
thinking so
Trisha,
much into it.
Trisha, I can let things go on the moon landing ship, but I'm not gonna let it go on Santa Claus. Okay.
We'll have to dig deeper into this. I don't know.
He is training the elves are learning how to build circuitry. They're learning how to do woodworking. They're learning how to make trampolines. I don't know. They know it all, and they're building it. And that was how I understood things. But they're all I just remember when a kid would get a bike for Easter, and I'd be like, "It's a rabbit."
I think you, in general, dig too deep into things, right? Like the Barbie, watching all the Barbie movies before the movie, like just too deep. You know what I mean? Like you don't need all that. And I think that's what's happening here, in general. And I think.
See, that's crazy coming from someone as a podcast whose episodes are 3 times as long as my podcast.
Well, we're just
talking about getting too deep into stuff. This podcast episode is going to be twice as long as my Barbie video.
Well, the monetization, we have to hit it. You know what I mean?
I guess we gotta spend it. Over the next 10 years, I got another 10 million I need to make in music videos. So
why are you not making 5-hour podcasts? Because you talk more than anyone in the best way. Like you are, like,
and you're
gift
entertaining.
Of, like you're like stand up, like for 3 hours straight. Like you could be doing so much.
Well, what I just did there with the Easter Bunny thing was what I've been working on as a potential stand up.
I was saying, it sounds like we're in a comedy show right now, and I was like, it's amazing.
You guys were the first people I tested on. Wow. That was a work in progress.
It kind of crushes,
bit.
Yeah,
but also like. Yeah, it crushes.
I haven't worked it out yet. I was thinking about it on the drive over when I was just pacing out, and I was like, maybe I should just test this out right here.
Bit because I was just thinking, like, I need to tell this person he's thinking too deep. Because if you're going on dates talking about this stuff, I'm like, this is all too much.
I'm just kind of figuring it out, because I really I've always wanted to do stand up, but I'm terrified of it. And my plan is that I'm going to go to, like, in secret I guess I'm talking about it on a fucking podcast, but I'm going to go, like, I'm not actually going to, like, come out and be like one of those motherfucking YouTubers that are like, I'm not talking about anyone specifically. This is just
like,
as a general.
Yeah, let's
I'm just need to say that. I'm not talking about anyone specifically.
I don't even know anyone.
Because I don't want anyone to get mad at me. But like,
Unless you're the turtle.
A lot of the time influencers are known for like coming out and being like, I'm gonna release music, and they kind of and this is why I preface this. It's sometimes apparent that they actually haven't spent the several years that people usually take before they actually have the audience that music that is initially released could get to. And I think the same thing kind of happens with like comedy and stuff, because like the comic world is like, it's terrifying to me, and like I would never want to just enter that as a fucking YouTuber that doesn't really know how to do a stand-up shtick. So I want to, like, for a little bit, just do like open mics, and I won't tell anyone. I'm just gonna go to open mics by myself and actually try to get good before I like try to
sell tickets and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna go on a fucking tour before I like actually got my sea legs.
Why? People would love, because people just love you. So even if you weren't funny, what you are,
there is the crux of the issue. That's the difference in the philosophy.
Wait,
Trisha.
but that's what people need.
I could go and sell a tour.
Yeah,
but
you want to be good.
I don't think it would be right.
I think you like practice enough with your podcast and stuff. I think you like practice. I think it's out there.
I don't know. Like when I sit down and try to like think about doing stand up, I'm like, this is like it feels like a whole different thing, Definitely.
I did do stand up in a reality show. It was YouTubers trying stand up, and it was the worst thing ever. It was so hard.
There's a whole video that you were part of about how YouTubers Wait,
I was a part of. What did I say?
Did you just say you were part of a video called YouTubers Try Stand Up?
It was a reality show, yeah. Like Heather McDonald. It was real comedians coaching you
on broadcast television.
Yeah, it was. We did it on
the television.
On the television. And I think we filmed at Laugh Factory. I think it was. It's a clip online, and it's just like they coach you into being a stand-up, and it was a bunch of YouTubers trying stand-up comedy, and it was like
how. Did you do well?
Awful. It was horrible. It was so bad. Like, it's actually so hard. But you have that gift where you can tell a story. Because it's all about telling stories to make people laugh. Like, I don't have that, like, natural funny ability, you know?
You're pretty good at telling stories. I feel like you.
No, definitely not by myself. Like if I'm like talking to someone, maybe, but like you can just go, and that's what stand up is, right?
I got a minor. That's actually one of the things I got at Ithaca. I got a minor in yapology. So.
Oh, I love that you know yapping. That's so like trendy. Well, you're young, I guess.
Yeah,
I just learned yapping. I'm a yapper.
It's a new thing, you know.
Yapology.
Gooning's pretty new too.
What is
Gooning?
But yapology is definitely something that people say. Like he's got a degree in yapology.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always heard like yapper.
Yeah, like bro is yapping.
Okay.
Have you heard the All Right Brother? Have you heard that one?
What? No. What is that? Why did you say it so quiet?
All Right Brothers or whatever. It's like a sketch, you know? I'm like second guessing my delivery of it right now. So
All Right Brother?
Special teams. Special place. Wow. Okay, so
Oscar, you know?
No, he doesn't know. This is I'm crossing this. I don't think the girls and the gays know about this.
No, this one's
Not yet, but you're kind of the bridge between
Yeah.
Am I really?
straights and girls and gays. Yeah.
I am the bridge. I am
It's
the
a biggest-
conduit.
Yeah, he always says how funny you are and all stuff like that. So it's like, okay, let me dig. And I was kind of like, I don't know about this person. And then I like dig. I was like,
Wait. Is there stuff that like I realize we're reaching the 3-hour mark here, but
Yeah. Literally.
Is there anything that we were meant to talk about that we didn't?
I mean,
'Cause
we
were
have
just
literally
chatting.
so much. We didn't even talk about Chuckle Sandwich.
Yeah, we can
didn't talk about the milkman.
we can rattle them off
We
real
didn't
quick.
talk about
I'll give you
fan
fat.
cams, thirst traps, genre you like to try.
Well, I have to answer them first. I will go through them real quick. I'll give you real quick answers.
Okay. You're. Okay, that's the whole thing. You're not involved with TED Talks, right?
No.
That's not your thing at all.
Yeah.
Nah, dude.
I
Nah.
thought that was your thing. I was like, oh, like that's interesting.
TED Talks.
Nah, that's my grandfather's thing. He started that.
Okay, no TED Talk. Okay, I mean, there's literally so much because there's like food. There's so God, I don't know where to go. We have notes and notes and notes and
Well,
notes.
they're printed too.
This one's printed. I handwrite mine. He prints his, so I
Wow.
handwrite them. We sell these on our Patreon if you want to get the handwritten notes. But
Join if you want.
yeah. There's
Join the
okay.
Patreon.
So I guess we could do like rapid fire or whatever because I know there's a lot you wanted to ask too. But
Oh, I mean.
Oh yeah, I was asking you too much about being an otter. I'm
I
sorry.
feel like that was the more important conversation to have,
It
though.
was. I learned.
Yeah.
I feel like I
conversation
learned a lot.
skills are 10 out of 10. You know, you go
Yeah.
on a podcast and sometimes like people just answer, which you should just answer questions about yourself. But you're so good at like conversation.
Yeah.
You know what's the one thing though? I hope I wasn't interrupting too much. I have a little bit of a
Oh,
tendency.
we do it all the time. I'm constantly like I just jump on people.
Yeah.
This is a safe space for that.
As like you were talking, I was like, no, we definitely do it.
That made it especially ironic, but also helpful. No,
I love
no,
it.
but I don't know. I think that sometimes that's the one thing I have a problem with. Because I think that it was on our thing where we have people in person. We don't normally do in-person podcasts for Chuckle Sandwich. We'll do a week and we'll call it Chuckle Week.
Wait, what do you mean a Chuckle Week?
We just took the first name of the podcast and then added week to the end. Like,
But what is that? Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was just like. It's just podcast recording week. We'll go and we'll rent out a space and then we'll get a bunch of guests on for a week.
Yeah.
And we'll do it in bulk.
We're doing that now because I'm having a baby next week. So.
Next week?
Literally. This is my last string of interviews. It's you, Pokimane, Dr. Drew.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh my
Elites,
god!
Yeah.
But we have like 10 ready to go because I'm like, I don't know when I'm coming back. I'm going to come back.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. But back to Chuckle Week. I'm very excited. The baby's coming out like it could happen today. Like I literally could feel it at any time, but
That'd
it's
be
wild.
crazy. Trisha Paytas with water breaks on the 10 minutes episode of the Just Trish podcast.
It would make sense because I'm laughing. But Chuckle Week, you.
Yeah, there were several episodes where I would get comments in the comment section where people would be like, "Ted's interrupting way too much," and I'll see stuff like that, and like normal hate or whatever. It's like whatever, but I'll see stuff like that, and I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds like an actual like social issue that I have that I would need to work on."
I think
so I'm
it's
glad that I
common.
wasn't interrupting.
No.
about
No.
that.
Also, I like interrupting because it's like it keeps it going. Do you know what I mean? Like when there's like too much of a pause, it's just too much of a pause. You know, I love when people just jump in, next topic, boom, go. I don't mind interrupting. I love it, and I love when people do it to me because like, okay, next topic, let's
I
go.
feel like this podcast has just been sort of like a string of tangents.
Yeah. Oh,
That's-
it's chaotic.
But you were holding the cards. I saw you were holding the cards too. So it seemed like you were doing a good job of like having us flow.
Well, I was trying to, and then I was like, we literally got so many places all the time, and I'm like, wait, there's a flow supposed to be following here, but it's fine. I like it when it's like that. I like
Me
a little
too.
chaos, you know what I mean? Because I do have it like planned out how we're gonna go, but I'm like, well,
The cards are like a backup.
it definitely
Yeah.
is because especially the ones you printed out. I was like, wow, these are a lot of talking points. Okay.
Yeah, wait. I want to rapid fire
Yours
some
are
of these.
crazy.
So you can-
Okay, can I say the
don't make fun of him.
No, first of all, Oscar's the best. He's
You were,
a journalist.
you were getting ready to pounce just then.
Okay,
I could hear that. I was like, you're like, all right, listen to this motherfucker. Look at this nerd. He's got.
Oscar is the brains. Yeah, thank you. He's so
wait,
smart.
actually, hold on. I take it back. What do we got
This
here?
is the brains.
Is it bad?
No, I'm gonna tell you the question he wanted me, because like if you want to ask these questions too, because I had my own. But he's definitely the brains. How I met Oscar was he was an interviewer for Entertainment Tonight. He interviewed me a bunch of times back in like 2018. Like he's amazing at what he does.
What is Entertainment Tonight?
The
That's
TV
like a
show.
magazine?
So,
Oh.
He like did it. He
I
was
am an
great.
Emmy winner.
He
if
has
that
an
makes
Emmy.
You have an Emmy?
For journalism.
Yeah.
Like he's just
Congratulations.
yeah,
Thank
yay!
you.
No, he's the smartest. So, but then when I said, I was like, oh, and he
Yeah,
does-
he has an Emmy. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, the questions. And he gives me great questions, right? Like if I need help with something, he gives me great questions. And so there's this one. He's like, here's some questions you can ask. One of the literally the top question was this like, what are the best things about being a cute straight guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, could you imagine?
That's a good
asked-
question.
What are the best things about being a
If
cute
I ask that
straight
question,
guy?
people would be like, wow, Trisha, like, okay, you're married and like, pregnant, about to have a baby. Like, what are you asking this question?
Yeah,
It
no,
was
I
just-
understand that. That definitely makes more sense to come from Oscar.
Yeah, that's why I like asked that question.
What are the best things about being a cute straight guy? I mean, I just,
Or worse.
Well, it's
That was awesome.
The worst was on there. Okay, or
You
the
know,
worst.
it's just I'm at the helm of the patriarchy. Really, I'm driving the ship.
That does slay, I'm sure, yeah.
I'm right. It does slay.
You're the
and
Ken.
serve. Really, it serves quite heavily. And yeah, I don't know. I can't say slurs, so that's kind of a bummer.
Oh, that is, yeah.
That's true.
I can't
yeah.
say slurs and I can't reclaim anything.
That's the worst part about it.
ADHD isn't even enough to reclaim the R slur, so it's like it's not even enough. Jeez.
Not disabled enough.
I'd at least have to have autism in order to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
it's like,
You could be on the spectrum. Everyone kind of is. I can
yeah,
see
that's
it.
what they say,
Yeah.
but not enough for me to do any reclamation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so that's a huge bummer.
The best part.
I guess I could get a loan easily. I don't know, I don't
Take
know.
care if you're cute.
I don't know what.
I think you doing the Barbie movie, that's like hot because you're straight. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
and I
Like,
guess I
you
don't
cover
really
Barbie.
Right.
like it's one of those. That's kind of the thing with privileges. You don't really kind of perceive them as deeply as those who don't. I mean, I guess I'm just perfect.
And you're tall, so no one's gonna like mess with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I do. I'll tell you. If you added tall in there, I would have been like, can reach objects on shelves. I can see above everyone. I can identify someone in a crowd much easier. No, being tall is great, dude.
You're a great straight guy too, because when we took the pictures, your hands were always like to your side or out or something like that. And I was like, oh, like the straight guy pose, because we were talking about this how like
Oh
straight
yeah,
guys.
thumbs up is my go-to.
Yeah, like never
I-
put the arm around anybody. Like I was
I
like,
did end up putting my arms around you guys, but
I think because we were. My hand was on your back, and you're just like. I was like, I don't know.
I was gauging the comfort level
Isn't
of
that great? I mean, that's good. But that's what I'm saying. You're like really the most well-rounded straight guy that we've known.
I never touch
Yeah.
the small of a woman's back when I pass her in a bar.
Do you not?
No,
That's good.
that's like isn't that like specifically something that people say you shouldn't do?
People do that all the time, or the reach around like to the side or something like
yeah,
that.
no,
I
so
don't know.
that's weird.
Well, where are you
That's
gonna put your
crazy.
hand? I don't know. I just put it on the back.
No,
Even-
but when you're passing, it's like the whole thing about like when guys pass a woman in the bar, they like straight up are like touching her to like get by. It's like
Oh.
just like you ever
Yeah.
heard of this?
No.
It's like I don't know, like it's kind of just like a male excuse to do like just have a get like just I don't know. It's there's an assumptuous physicality of doing that as like that is perceived as like I don't know, like shitty straight guy things to do.
Yeah, we're just like, don't touch me at all. But
Yeah.
you're respectful. This is what I'm saying. I don't know. I know you don't share about your dating life and you're not personal life, but you're like respectful. You're smart. You know all the parts of a woman's body. I mean, I think you're really like the ultimate catch.
What a quote.
Like-
You're respectful, you're smart, and you know all the parts of a woman's body.
Yes.
That's a good like dating app
That's
bio
what
if you ever
I'm
need
saying.
one.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think it is actually. I think that's the one where if a woman saw that, they'd be like, he's gonna cut me up into a bunch of little tiny pieces and
But if
sell
you
me
say
on the
Trisha
dark
Paytas
web.
said it,
Yeah,
that
that's
will
true.
sell. The girls
I-
will be like, "Oh, safe space."
I think they would add
Yeah.
I disagree. I think it would add another layer of confusion. They would be like, all right, how is Trisha
Yeah,
involved in
that's
this,
true. Maybe
in
leave
this
it out.
scenario? How did Trisha get mixed up on this?
I love it. I endorse you for sure. Of all the straights, I would endorse you the most. I probably. You're one of the only ones we've had, and I know.
Yeah, what other straights have you had?
None.
Jeff.
Jeff
but he
Whittick.
was with Tana. Yeah, Jeff Whittick came with Tana, so it was kind of
Okay.
like it balanced out.
Yeah, I
Like,
couldn't
it
be with him by
canceled out.
myself, yeah.
He can do a mean haircut.
Have you got one by him?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he's a great barber.
And he's ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't
but that's
seen
why
him.
he was like
Yeah.
very almost like too like bro-y. So
he's too bro-y.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew is great, but he's like a doctor, you know, so he's like.
Is that's who fought Ian Idubbbs, didn't it? Or is that someone else? Dr. someone
Oh, that
else?
was Dr. Mike or something.
Dr. Mike,
yeah.
Did you mention Dr. Drew?
I was like, wait.
What does Dr. Drew do?
He did like, oh God, you're too
It was like
young.
a TV like
Celebrity
talk show.
Rehab.
Yeah.
He did Love Line with Anne Kroll, which is like literally in the 90s. You wouldn't remember, but
You guys are
like,
gonna hate
when
me
you're
for
born.
this because I feel like this is like one of the main food groups of the girls and the gays is I do not watch reality TV that often.
I see that for you. Yeah.
But it's
Wait,
definitely in
really?
the food period for the girls and the gays. I, feel
I
like.
think you might need to take a break from like researching the Matrix and just watch like Love is Blind or something,
that was
you know?
it was honestly I've seen a little bit of Love is Blind.
Oh, there you go.
And I had to leave the room
Music
when
hates it.
I had to leave the room when that guy with the chompers, like big teeth. You know what
This
I'm
new
talking
season?
No, the one from last year with the guy had the crazy laugh and the big chompers. He had blonde hair
Oh.
and he showed up on. He had like a. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
I don't know. I'll give you the context. He came into a room. He was I think he was talking to Shayna, a woman named Shayna.
Yeah.
He came into the room and it was another woman, and he was like, "Is it Shayna?" And it wasn't. It was another girl that he was also talking to. And I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
And the second hand embarrassment was like burning the skin. I was like a vampire in the sun. It was awful. I had to
That's
leave
great.
the room.
I love watching other people get embarrassed. I get embarrassed all the time, and I love watching
I
other
can't-
people.
That's why I can't really. I'm trying to get better at it. I need a little bit more. I think I need to do exposure therapy to it, and I just need it because there's another aspect that people. Maybe I need to watch it with groups more because I feel like it's almost like it's like.
It's like a gay sporting event.
I was gonna say it, but I wasn't sure if I was allowed to
No,
make the
you're allowed.
joke. It's like sports for gays,
Yeah.
you know.
Especially tonight. Tonight is the RuPaul
Yeah.
Drag
Drag
Race
Race. You need to get into
finale.
drag
I'll tell you one
race.
thing
Yeah.
though that bothers me
About
the
gays?
gays.
Oh my God.
Here we
Is this
go.
part of your
About the
stand-up?
gays.
Maybe
No,
take
this is
part
more.
out.
This is actually not something that bothers me. Really. This is something that bothers me tangentially about theater kids and sports. Is that the whole time I was growing up, there was always this joke, almost serious thing that theater kids would do would be like pretend that they don't know sports, like where they'd be like, they'll be talking about like football, would be like, oh, they're playing football, are they gonna get a home run? And it's like, shut the fuck up.
They might not know.
No, they do. Because it's like the foundation of our American society is knowing that football has fucking touchdowns, baseball has home runs. We see this in movies, we see this everywhere. And like just because you were in Mamma Mia Jr., like you fucking don't know what a touchdown is? Are you kidding me? Oh God.
Well, in all fairness, they may not know. Okay?
And the theater kid after parties were the theater kids are inherently so fucking horny. The after parties were.
It is
There's
crazy,
that,
yeah. That's it. There was a whole
But
sketch.
none of them were really, at least in my opinion, no one was really having sex though.
It seems like they were. I wasn't part of it. I couldn't sing, so I don't know. But
No, just a lot of cuddling.
that's what they
Oh,
say. Yeah,
that makes
that's
sense.
Just a lot of cuddling.
There was
That's
a-
all theater kids are.
Lin-Manuel Miranda was on SNL. He did a sketch about the Crucible cast party. You remember that?
Wait, before I lose it.
Yeah.
There's another type of theater kid that was a straight dude that was in theater, but he's the where's my hug kind of guy.
Wait, where's that one from? Where's my hug? Or is that just like a meme right now that everyone's saying the Where's my hug guy?
He's
Yeah.
a type of person.
Yeah. Are you that person?
No.
I can tell by the way you just gave thumbs up only. But yeah, the Where's my hug guy is crazy. And they still have those all the time. And you're just like,
Yeah.
don't.
I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because it is in reality just someone who struggles socially, but at the same time, it's also like you should know how to respect people's boundaries.
We don't hug. A lot of people hug us or whatever.
Yeah.
We never hug. But it is, maybe it's awkward, but I just don't love hugs and like I don't want to inferior your space. I don't want it in my space. I have a belly, I have boobs, I have all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know what you want to, who wants to touch what.
Some people don't like being touched in general, and that's fine.
I like being touched, but yeah, hugs are a lot. But when people come, did you guys?
My friend,
did we
my
hug?
friend,
Who
my
hugged?
friend Emma is not a hug person, and it's
Are
like,
you? Did we hug? I'm trying to think.
No.
I believe we did hug.
Yeah, I feel like it's obligatory. Like you're like, I
We
should
shook
hug this
hands.
We
person.
still can't.
We
'Cause I
should-
didn't think you. I don't know if you would be a hugger, and I was also trying to like cosplay as straight. So I'm like, shake your hands.
Why did you
Did
feel
you
the need to
say
do?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. That's everything.
Hey,
How was
buddy.
my handshake?
Hey, bud, let me.
Wait,
shake your
did
hand.
you shake hands?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
How was my handshake?
I think pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think pretty solid. It was a lot of feelings when you first walked in. It was like a rush, to quote Troye Sivan.
Well, yeah, I
So-
imagine that like because everyone's smaller on the TV. You know, I imagine when I walked in, it was like a beast walked in the room
It's
because
just
I'm
a
so
lot.
big.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was a
lot.
lot. It was like because
I feel that when I meet
manifestation.
someone who also is of like even my height, and I haven't seen them in person before, I'm like, holy shit, you're fucking tall. And even if they were the same size, I'm like, holy shit, you're
I knew
my
you would
equal.
be tall too, but I think seeing you in this room like really put into perspective.
Yeah, you like almost hit your head on that thing. I was like, careful.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, that it was wild. Yeah, it's like a. Also, like for me, because I just didn't like. I'm like, this is so weird. Like maybe he doesn't want to be here. That's why I was asking Oscar. I'm like, how did you like talk this out? Because I'm like, I'm like, how did you get him on here? He
Honestly, the
definitely is
only
not
thing
a
I
fan.
had coming in here was I was worried that it was one of those podcasts where you guys start before at a certain time, and I was going to show up and you guys were all going to be
like a
going.
mid-guest.
And I felt bad because
Oh.
I was like 8 minutes late.
You are so punctual. We've had people 4 hours late. Literally,
What?
yeah.
Well, that's just we
love them, though. I don't care.
Were
Like-
they a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Yes.
That explains it.
And she's cool. So I was like, I don't mind. I'll wait 5 hours for her.
Did
So I
they
was like,
tell
yeah.
you?
Yeah. She's like, oh, we're heading out soon. And she knows. Shout out Tana. She knows.
Yeah.
We'll be here at like 4 o'clock. I think it was like 7. I go to bed early, so that was the only thing. But
Really? When do you go to bed?
Yeah, 7.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So she was like, it was like
Dude,
7.
I
was like,
love waking up at like 5 in the morning.
yeah, that's what time I get up. Do you get up early? Yeah, we're early
I
birds.
woke up at 5:45 today.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. And what do you do? Go to the gym?
I go on my phone. I walk out on my balcony, and then I will be on my. I'll start to shower, and then I will be on the toilet on my phone for like maybe 40 minutes.
That's not good. That's how you get hemorrhoids.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, I need to stop doing that.
I was getting them so much, and Mo was like, "You're on the toilet." It's fun though to be on the toilet.
I just end up there, and it's like. I don't know. I should stop.
You live alone, right? So you don't need to like hide in there or anything.
You're right. I don't.
Sometimes I do it just to be like, I'm in the bathroom and I need to go on TikTok or something. But
Yeah. I think it's because I loathe the I know I need a shower, but I loathe the process of getting out and having to get stop being wet.
Yeah.
And like the drying thing.
Get a
like,
robe.
I don't know. I think there's like if I'm on the spectrum, maybe it's like that category specifically. I mean, I think I maybe got like 1% of a sensory thing with just drying myself off with a towel. Like it's just a pain in the ass.
But if it's a sensory thing, because he's a sensory thing, he puts like 3 towels on him because it's like, get this water off me. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
Especially if you have any hair on your body, it's just like extra
I think
wet.
I just do it fast to try to get it over with.
He does like 3 towels, like because he's like a sensory person.
You do? 3 towels.
Yeah, like as soon as possible, get it off. But anyways, he's a whole water spiritual cleanser. It's a whole other thing. But this is we joked in 3 because we went 3 hours for hot topics, but I would never keep a guest here for this long.
That, and I was like, because I didn't know what you guys were gonna ask me. To be honest,
Wait,
I was
really?
like, I don't know.
It's a key. It's always fun. We didn't know either. Yesterday, I'm like, are we just gonna key or are we gonna?
These have all been ballpark topics. I've been chilling this whole time.
Well, you came up with a lot of topics. Like all our topics, I was just like, well, you came up with so many, so you steered the conversation.
Yeah, you're a great guest.
You're such an alpha. Is that right? Did I
Yeah.
use it
I'm
right?
the alpha. I'm the leader. Sorry.
TikTok with the wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
But
what that's
from
from.
the Disney movies, Zombies or whatever with
I don't know the
Milo,
names
that
of-
Milo guy.
Milo.
Milo. His
I don't
name's
know.
Milo.
I don't know him, but we know Slot.
The only reason why I know him is because I was at Saddle Ranch at one
Oh
point.
my God, you're such a
Recently?
vlogger, influencer.
2021.
Oh,
okay,
that
that
was,
makes more sense.
But that's like Bryce
when
Hall.
when it was hip, and I was like, I gotta see what this fucking Saddle Ranch thing is about. And I was they do this thing where you get a dessert and they let you make s'mores, and so I was doing that. And then some guy walks up next to me, and we're just chatting and stuff. And then later on, I see that he was this guy who acted in this Disney movie, which is the zombie one, I think, where that song, the "I'm the Alpha, I'm the Leader" thing comes from. But I just like ran into him, and I was like, oh, I was making s'mores with that guy.
You recognized him?
Yeah, because I don't know, he was a nice guy. Yeah,
Did you get a picture?
I didn't know. Well, I
Can we
didn't
put it in
know
the
who he
B-roll?
was. I didn't like it was after the fact. I was like, hey, I recognize that guy from the Saddle Ranch. I had made a s'more next to him.
And he's a TikTok sound.
I'm
viral.
sorry. I think I just totally pulled you away from what you were trying to say. Though.
No, that was good. I mean,
Oh yeah, I know what I was trying to say. It's probably easier because I've done like a million of these.
million podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah, like podcasts. So like
I've seen you everywhere. You have your Chuckle Sandwich. I was just like, this is just like natural for you, which is crazy because it's like you've only been an influencer like from 2018. It's not even that long, and you're just like so natural at it. It's like actually insane.
Probably the theater kid in me, you know.
That's what I like. I got excited when I heard you singing Grinch.
Yeah, you really turned around.
Oh, I was like, theater.
Really?
Yes. Oh my god, I was
So you initially had reservations.
She
Yes.
gets nervous around any straight guest.
straight gas. Also, Oscar kept talking about you, and I was just like, because we were talking about like The Weeknd, Zac Efron. He's like, Ted Nivison. I'm like, stop. Like, I don't know who this is. Like, just stop. Even yesterday.
Did you guys go to the Weekend Halloween Horror Nights?
I'm scared
thing?
of it. He did.
scared, I
I'm too
didn't.
scared. I don't like horror
Well,
stuff.
it's closed now, so you can't go anymore.
I wouldn't have gone though.
It sounded like you were like, I've been putting it off. It's like, no, it's been like 8 months. No, it's been like it's been like almost 2 years since they did the Weekend one. Yeah, it was the scariest one there, but also kind of funny that like someone out there was like, there's something inherently terrifying about The Weeknd. Let's get him to make a horror house.
It is kind of weird, yeah. I don't know. He's just in everything.
Like, it's like Stranger Things, fucking Jaws. They got Friday the 13th. The Weekend.
No, The Maze was wild. I saw it. I was like, that was kind of wild, actually.
I guess he's a scary guy. I mean, like, I just don't think they should be basing a whole horror maze around him. It seems a little rude.
He's just connected. He got us to play in Fortnite. We play Fortnite for our Patreon, and we play in The Weeknd skin. That's the only reason I joined. I was like, all right, I'll join. Because The Weeknd. But no. But we love that we got a dream guest on here. The manifestation worked. Thank you for coming on and being our dream guest. Is there one song we should sing as an outro that you know that you love? I want to sing another one. That was so fun. No one ever sings with me, so I got excited when we did Chip on Our Shoulder.
Yeah, let's choose something from Legally Blonde.
Yeah!
Which
one?
on Pink right now.
Okay, which one? We both know why we're here. I see it in your eyes. Do you know that one?
No. But keep going.
Time to get serious with you. It's like serious. Less of a Marilyn, more of a Jackie. Serious. Someone who's classy and not so tacky. What?
I don't know that one.
Wait, really? When he's proposing, he's like, I think we should break up. And she's like, what? You're breaking up with me?
Let's do a. let's.
What do you know from Legally Blonde?
What you want now is set.
What you want.
Let's go get what you want.
It's right in front of you. Stop 1 year off to Harvard Law, so I'll get in there too.
Actually, I don't know what this was. I think I did.
And about Delta New.
Man, what else?
Oh my god, okay, not Legally Blonde then. I love all the Legally Blonde.
Man, we could sing a fucking.
Back to the sun, back to the shore, back to what I'm gonna sing that one.
That's oh yeah, I know that. You know, it's been 8
Okay.
years. I'm so sorry. I wish I could.
Man, I needed some music. Okay, do you know any song?
Do I know any song?
Any song at this point?
Staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Live your life, the words unspoken. Live your life with doors wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. A little scat there.
Yeah, that's a little Key and Peele acapella. Okay, that was good. Thank you. That was a good one. We all knew it. That was good.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, you guys, check out Ted Nivison, his real name. It's not television. Check out Chuckle Sandwich. Check out all his eating shows. And
the Chuckle Sandwich is named after my high school acapella, or not acapella, improv group. That's also Face
okay, shout them out too. And what was her name? Jalemi.
Jalemi. Jamila.
What was the name? No, I want to get it right. Jamila. Shout out Jamila for making this happen.
Shout out Ithaca College.
Honestly, we'll give credit to Jamila for this. In a very legitimate way.
No, we love you so much.
You made dreams come true today, Jamila. I hope you feel good about yourself.
No, you get karma points all day long. You get karma forever. Yes. And thanks, Ted Nivison, for being here. You were amazing and wonderful, and I can't wait to see you on tour and your stand-up comedy special.
And in Australia. Stay safe over there.
Stay safe. It's all good.
Well, I'm going to get stabbed.
It's going to be fine. All right. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.